For close to a decade, there were few better in Super League than Bradford, and few better places to come for rugby league entertainment than here in Odsal. Tonight on Sky Sports, the one-time world champions end their 12 years on the outer. The exile is over. The Betfred Super League Bulls are back in the big time.
Fantastic welcome at Odsal for the Bradford Bulls.
Is this the start now of a new Bulls dynasty?
Wonderful try from Leon Price, and the Bradford Bulls are champions of the world.
Such iconic Super League images that these Bradford fans will hope to see once more. All except, no doubt, if it is to happen, it will take time, but for them, most importantly, tonight, Super League returns to Bradford as the Bulls play their first home game of season 2026. The Catalan Dragons provide the opposition. They open their new campaign with a win and will hope to burst what will be, undoubtedly, a Bulls bubble of joy come kickoff. Yes, hello and welcome as we open up our coverage of round 2 of the Betfred Super League back here at Odsal. After 12 long years, Super League returns to this stadium, this historic rugby league stadium. Delighted to be joined by Sam Tompkins and Jamie Jones-Buchanan pitchside. Before we get into the return of the Bulls, it would be remiss of us not to touch on, and we will talk in much more detail later on in tonight's show about what we witnessed last night. Sam and I were over at the MKM Stadium, home temporarily of Hull Kingston Rovers. Jamie, you were having a watching brief at home. Your thoughts?
It was amazing, Brian. I think it was as well orchestrated performance as I've seen in a World Cup challenge for 61 minutes. It was just a masterclass, and I think that's been building, hasn't it, for 3 years. We've seen it on and off the pitch from OKR. But what really stood out to me was when Dean Hadley talked afterwards about what it feels like, and he stood there with the damage to his eye there, massive china, that I imagine has been pretty sore today. But you'll know, Sam, when you're in those moments and it's a reminder of what you have to go through, where you need to put your body to become a world champion. Watch out, Super League, because OKR now, they've got the taste of what it feels like, and you can only see them getting better and better each year.
Well done to Hull Kingston Rovers. They said pre-game they realised they were representing Super League, and they did us all proud. More on that later on in tonight's show. Let's focus on being back here at Odsal, covering the Bradford Bulls. We'll all have our own individual memories. What stands out for you, Sam, in your time as a fan and as a player coming here to Odsal?
I think I'm the same as every other rugby league fan. You know, we've all got fond memories of this. For me, it was the atmosphere that was created at this ground. You know, the Bradford Leeds battles that we saw, the star players, the Robbie Pauls, the Paul Deacons, the Vina Colos, you know, stars of the games, and, you know, coming up as a young rugby player, young kid wanting to be a rugby player. This is where you wanted to play. The atmosphere, it was electric, and you knew every time Bradford were going to be playing here, it was going to be a spectacle, and they very rarely disappointed.
And Sam referenced those derbies. You get them back.
Oh yeah, for sure. You've got to have derbies, you've got to have rivalries. That's what a narrative is, that's what brings crowds. And I think that's what this Bradford team's got to do now. It's got to give this crowd something to hope in. You know, we can reminisce about a lot of memories that they've got here. We're talking about OKR last night. Well, it's happened here in living memory, our living memory. But there's a generation of 20-year-olds that have never seen that, never felt it, and never experienced it. But the walls, the seats, the slopes can tell you a few stories of this place and its heritage.
It was an intimidating place to come, and the side that they assembled over time that won those 4 Super League titles and 3 World Club Challenge trophies was simply phenomenal.
Oh, right across the park, they just had stars. They were littered with stars. They played an exciting brand of rugby. They were huge, but they were athletic. They were everything you wanted in rugby league players. They absolutely nailed it.
Well, of course, the Bradford Bulls story in Super League has been a roller coaster full of highs and some very unfortunate lows that does require an explainer. Here's Jenna.
Super League's first decade saw Bullmania sweep the nation.
The noise is enormous as Robbie Paul leads the Bradford Bulls onto the field.
Crowds flocked to Odsal as Bradford brought colour, panache and vibrance to Rugby League's new summer era.
The crowd are counting them down for the title. There it is!
Bradford's trophy cabinet was bulging. 2 Challenge Cups, 4 Super League titles and a trio of World Club Challenge wins.
Bradford Bulls, champions of the world.
The Bulls were riding high. But the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Bradford Bulls will be relegated.
Following relegation in 2014, the club battled administration, liquidation and even a brief departure from their famous Odsal home.
I've been coming here almost every other week for all my life.
It got bleak for the Bulls.
We want to see this fantastic club saved.
If we're not here next season, we'll be back sometime.
Sinking to third-tier status in 2018, the road back to the big time has been a long one. But 12 years on, the Bulls are back. 2026 brings a new coach, a new squad and a new hope as the glittering giant returns to Super League.
One of Super League's original superpowers back in at the top flight.
Well, Jamie, you're a man who loves stories, and that is one heck of a story, summed up in succinctly there by Jenna. Dropping as far as the 3rd division, administrations, liquidations. These supporters, there's some here tonight for the very first time to watch a rugby league game, but there's some that are coming back that have witnessed Bradford in Super League before. In those 19 seasons, they've been on one heck of a journey.
We talk about phoenixes, don't we, rising from the ashes, and I think this Coliseum of an amphitheatre in middle of Bradford here has told so many stories. They've got to keep touching on that and think about what it looks like, but don't judge Bradford this year on what they're like in 2026. Let's think about what it could be like in 3 years. I love looking back at some of those memories. I remember one story as a kid, 15-year-old playing for Yorkshire. Dennis Price, Leon's dad, brought us here, and Brian Noble sat us down and said, to play for Bradford, you've got to be at least 6 foot tall, and we're going to train you to have the biggest backside and quads that you've got, because we want strength, we want power, we want leg speed. And I'm sure he showed us a bit of footage of Steve McNamara at the time as well to give us an example. And that's what won them games, isn't it? That's what got him the tackle.
Well, Nobby ticked none of those boxes. He's a Bradford icon.
I know, but yeah, there's so much, and Kurt Egerton will bring his own identity.
Yeah, I spoke to Brian Noble earlier today, and I said, we were talking about, you know, the tough times at Bradford, and I said, was there ever a time that you thought that was it for Bradford? And he said, yeah, for many a year we were that low. I never knew if we'd get back to this, so I don't think we can underestimate how big tonight is for people like Nobby, Mr. Bradford, and the people that are coming in these stands, like you say, Brian, they've got all the best memories. They never knew this day would come again.
Yeah, well, we can hear from him now. He's still working with the club, of course, but he was front and centre through those glorious 19 consecutive Super League years before they dropped out of the top tier. Here's Brian Noble with Jenna.
Yeah, Mr. Bradford, a Bulls himself alongside me. Brian Noble, what does it mean to you to have your beloved Bulls back in the top flight?
Well, it's an exciting night. I'm thrilled for the players. It's about them and about this era. Oh, wow, it's good to see the Bulls back in the top show in the Super League, and the crowd behind are looking forward to the same thing. It's fantastic. The bit of lipstick and mascara on the old stadium, she looks fantastic, to be honest, and the atmosphere is good. It's got a real bounce about it.
Yeah, I can tell you the fans absolutely adore you, Brian. Sam just mentioned before in studio that he spoke to you earlier today, and you said that there were times over the past 12 years where you thought that this day would never come. How low did it get?
Particularly for the fans, I think it's disheartening, you know, the ricochet on bad news, and then 12 years, and then the new board erupted and had a plan and had some decisions to make, and it got better and better and better, and the progress was palpable. You could see that year in and year out on the playing field, first and foremost, as one of the things that help advisor, but behind the scenes, the staff here has done an unbelievable job and made not only the joint stable but progressive, and looking forward to hopefully a long future in Super League.
Yeah, and plenty more highs for the Bradford Bulls. Brian Noble, thank you so much for your time speaking to us. Brian, back to you.
Absolute pleasure.
Jenna, thank you very much. Of course, an iconic player for Bradford Northern and then coach of the Bradford Bulls. He brought them so much success, witnessed so much success with them. Do you know, guys, when I compare and contrast, I remember working with Eddie and Steve on Boots and all many years ago, as we see Brian Noble and his side lift all these glittering trophies. They were the glory years. As they stumbled and tumbled into administration and financial difficulties, I remember Mick Potter, as their coach, was out washing cars, flipping burgers, to raise money. Past players were selling memorabilia to try and keep this club afloat. We need to remember those times as they're back in Super League this year.
Yeah, there was players selling grand final rings. We look at images of those those amazing finals, which is everything you want as a rugby player. There was ex-players selling grand final rings to help the club. For me, that tells you about the DNA of a club. It's such a special place for so many people, whether in the stands, on the field, in the admin. It means a massive amount.
OK, through the grading system, they have found themselves back in Super League in 2026, and they kicked off the season with a trip to Hull FC, a beefed-up, reinforced Hull FC, who many people expected plenty of. I'll get your thoughts on it. I thought they gave one heck of a showing.
I really enjoyed it, and coming up from the Championship, those push-through supports there that I've just seen from Ogre Blake, I think is synonymous with what we saw from those teams that have come up in Toulouse and York. And again, we see it here, breaking through the line, busting the line, heading north. That's where the try line is. And some of those post-line offloads, Conor Wynne, I just love it in the corner there. Different style and that power and grit. And that is synonymous with its identity.
I love the way they came into the league. You know, we've got three sides coming in. We're all a bit unsure. York go and turn over Hull KR, and the brand of rugby that Bradford played, they played with an air of confidence that you wouldn't expect from a side coming in.
Expand on that. Expand on that, because what we have here was we had Paul Rowley and Rowley Ball at Salford, and to his side all through that was Kurt Haggerty. And many were saying Kurt Haggerty is as much as part of the brains of Rowley Ball as Paul Rowley was himself. And so everybody was looking forward to see a Bradford style, a Bradford DNA. What did you take out of that opening defeat to Hull FC, the style in which they played? What can we expect tonight and this season from Bradford?
I saw a clear stamp from Kurt Haggerty. Kurt's been a coach of a side that's always an underdog at Salford for many years, and he's coming in a similar situation here. Bradford are going to be underdogs a lot this year, but they were willing to play with the ball. They weren't conservative. They weren't waiting to see what Hull FC threw at them. They went and said, no, we're going to stamp our authority, our brand of rugby. They were powerful. They moved the ball well. I was just really impressed with them.
They had a lot of tackle busts as well, Brian, and it comes out of the fundamentals. Big, strong players who can find their offload and have that second phase, often get quite a lot of joy. OK,
well, Paul Rowley, Kurt Haggerty, they had such great success at Salford before, of course, they faced financial difficulties. Here's Paul Rowley on his thoughts on Kurt Haggerty.
If I was to describe Kurt, I would say he's hard working, he's meticulous in his preparation and his detail. And so, you know, to have them as your starting character traits is fantastic. So anything else he's willing to develop and learn and listen. He's a student of the game. And I've always said this about Kurt. I think even when he was playing, and I had the pleasure of coaching Kurt, he was a great player. He was always probably a coach more than a player. I think he was born to coach. So, I predict a really good future for Kurt in coaching, and I wish him all the success in the world.
We will get on to younger brother Joel and Catalan Dragons very shortly, but they were all finding out the difference between being an assistant coach and being a head coach, because the volume, the workload, the pressures and the problems, well, they multiply.
Yeah, they do. I think when you become a head coach, you realise it's not just about what you're doing on the field. There's a lot going on the outskirts that you've got to get on the front foot with, whether it be recruitment, how the players are acting away from the field. There's a huge responsibility, and yeah, tonight we're seeing two very young, inexperienced coaches in the roles, but I think both guys that are going to be really eager to get off really well.
Okay, let's hear from Kurt Haggerty ahead of the Bradford Bulls' home return to the Betfred Super League. Jenna.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. Super League is back here at this famous ground for the first time in 12 years. I know we're only a few games in, but what does a Kurt Haggerty Bradford Bulls side look like?
Yeah, it's probably looked a little bit different than it has in over the last few years, but we're certainly not five drives and a kick, I can tell you that. But we'll move the ball, we'll entertain, but we'll also be tough and committed defence.
Last week you called that defeat one that stung. So how can you turn that sting into frustration tonight and use it towards your, to benefit you, if you like?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult because we're such a brand new group. We haven't felt them moments yet, so we've got to learn from them moments really quickly, and if we get the opportunity again in close games, it's just learning and keep repetitions of being in a game together as a new group, so we'll learn for sure in them moments.
Kurt Haggerty, good luck.
Thank you.
We'll bring in your opposite number now. Joel Tompkins. Joel, fair to say a number of new players in your side this season. We are a few games in. Are you happy with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, considering the amount of changes we made, the amount of time the boys have had together, especially the spine, we're really happy with where they're at. Still a lot of things that we need to improve on and work on, but yeah, coming into round two, we're pretty happy.
You've named Cruz Leeming at 13 tonight. We haven't seen him play in that position a lot. He's usually, of course, at 9. How much experience has he got in that loose forward role?
Not much, but you want your best players on the field. Cruz is one of our best players, so unfortunately we lost Garcia and then we lost Busquets in the week, so it's a little bit outside the box, but I'm confident having Alrics and Cruz out there together will be good for us.
Well, Tompkins, good luck.
Thank you very much, cheers.
Well, there is pressure on them to turn around the last couple of seasons. They missed out on the playoffs. They won just 10 games last year out of 27. Their Bradford Bulls, when they were relegated in 2014, won 8 games. So it hasn't been the standard the Catalan Dragons have wanted. But first, let's talk about the brother. Have you seen a change in him since he's become head coach?
Yeah, he never had a grey hair last year. There's a few coming in. I think he's learning on the run. In pre-season, you know, when he was right in the depths of it and you know, having to do a lot of hard work, it's such long days. He absolutely loves it. He's a competitive guy. He always has been, and you know, as soon as he got the chance to become a head coach, he knew it was for him. But yeah, he's learning, but he'll get better and better, I'm sure.
Okay, let's talk about what stood out in their round 1 victory for them over Huddersfield Giants in the rain in Perpignan. Charlie Staines, of course, the fullback, got a lot of attention. We'll speak about him shortly. But the halfbacks, Lewis Todd returning to Super League, Sean, and Toby Sexton, in him and Dodd, they may have uncovered or unlocked a halfback partnership to take them back into the playoffs.
Yeah, some threat, some consistency. I heard you talking about that, Sam. I think that's really important, that you've got a cohesive spine in a group that's exciting, that's fresh. I think Lewis Todd in particular is coming back into the English game there after, you know, a bit of calamity over in the NRL, but he's exciting and he's got loads of talent, and we want to see the best players. And Catalan is a team that needs that bit of leadership. But for me, Donny touched on defence there. They didn't concede many metres after contact. They're really robust. They're playing in the right end of the field. I thought the kicking game was exciting, and as well, a little bit like OKL last night, pinned Brisbane into that bottom right-hand corner. Catalan were fundamentally excellent last week.
You pick up on the kicking game, the kicking attributes of Sexton, and indeed Dodd, who set up that first try for Condon.
Yeah, certainly the conditions they were playing in last week meant that kicking game was going to be huge. And what I like about Sexton and Dodd is it's like they're already knowing how each other play. Now, you know, as your spine, what we call the 6, 7 and 1, they're vital to how the style that you play. And what I've seen from Sexton and Dodd is they gel together really well. And I think with so many new players in the side, it's really important that your spine have got a clear understanding of how they want to play, the way they move about. I watched them in a pre-season friendly against Toulouse, and I was impressed, given it was the first time they've been on the field together. They were really in sync.
I don't want to over-egg what Lewis Dodd went through in the NRL with South Sydney, but in terms of scrutiny and publicity, it must have been somewhat traumatic for a professional rugby league player to go there and to be dubbed a failure by many parts of the media over there.
Yeah, triumph and disaster. Treat those two imposters just the same, Brian. I think any experience in life can help us to grow. I think it's the way that you look at it. We've talked about already the way that this Bradford crowd are going to look at some of the history of this club, but be positive about where it could go. I think he was really good, and he didn't look like a kid who'd been through some trauma last week against Huddersfield. I thought he was outstanding, thought he was really good, and he looks like he's going to be one of the nuclei in that Catalan side.
I think it's a massive opportunity for Lewis Dodd. He's had nothing but bad news. He's been over to the NRL, played a handful of games, been scrutinised every single time he has been on the field or not been on the field. Now he's got a chance, he can get hold of his own team here. We've seen how good this guy can be. He's won World Club challenges, he's won titles with St Helens, right at the heart, orchestrating a really good team. So he's got a great opportunity.
Absolutely, we know he can do it at this Super League level without a doubt, and he has been, as you say, handed the keys by Joel Tompkins, as has Toby Sexton. Another couple of big games on tonight. York, of course, kicked off the season with that miraculous win over the current champions, Hull Kingston Rovers. They're taking on the Leeds Rhinos at AMT Headingley Stadium, and there for us is Fraser Dainton.
What an incredible story it was last week. York Knights, the newly promoted side in the opening round, pulling off a famous victory against their champions Hull KR. Big question now is whether they can back that up against a Leeds side who also lost their opening round game at Lee Leopards. But they had 9 first-team players missing on that occasion. Several of them are back tonight. Micah Sivo makes his long-awaited debut starting on the wing. Jeremiah Matautia gets his debut from the bench. Jake Connor, Cameron Smith and Keenan Palacia all return from injury. Danny Levi starts at hooker. As for York Knights, well, believe it or not, their drop goal hero Ata Hingano is missing. We're still trying to get to the bottom of that one. He was named in the original squad. Jesse D picked up a knock, so he's out tonight. In come Kieran Buchanan and Josh Griffin. It's the first meeting in Super League between these two sides. It should be a bumper crowd too.
Thanks very much. Let's get over to St Helens. In town tonight are the Lee Leopards. Stuart Pike.
Well, thanks, Brian. It's been a tumultuous week here at Saints, hasn't it? Beaten by Warrington, long-serving CEO Mike Rush departing the club, and Jack Wells been ruled out for 4 months with a dislocated shoulder. So Tristan Saylor switches to full-back. Johnny Lomax will come in to the halves, and Lewis Murphy will start on the wing. A reshuffle from Paul Rowley, Harry Robertson on the bench. But there is some good news. Curtis Sirenen is back in the starting lineup. Lee, brilliant, weren't they, against Leeds? Just one forced change. Frankie Houghton is ruled out with a back problem. Andy Badrock comes in to replace him. But Lee had won 4 on the spin against Saints in Super League. 1 odds tonight on another Lee victory.
Well, that would be a great start to the season for them. A game you can see live on Sky Sports. We bring you every game live. These Bradford Bull fans are back in the big time. Super League has returned to iconic Odsal here in the city of Bradford. Just what does it mean to those supporters, those ones that are coming for the first time, and those ones that are welcoming back the elite level rugby league competition to this, their home ground? We went in, dived in amongst them, and found out.
Absolutely fantastic. Back where we always should have been.
Came when I was little. This is his first time here in a Super League game, so proud mum bringing him back.
I can't wait. I just really want Bradford Bulls to win for the first game of the season.
Really looking forward to the first game at home, back where we should be.
I've been dreaming of this all week. I've had dreams. I even cried in my sleep once. It's just brilliant, and I'm just so glad to be back here.
Love the Bulls!
Absolutely buzzing. Can't believe we're back. We're back, baby, we're back! Come on! Yeah.
Named after the Bradford boxer who fought Muhammad Ali for the world title 50 years ago this year, the Richard Dunn Sports Centre looms large over the iconic Odsal Stadium. Tonight, the former world champion Bulls mark their return to Super League in front of their adoring fans who have endured a 12-year top-flight exile. The visitors are the Catalan Dragons, who opened up their season with a win in round 1. Bradford impressed last week in defeat away to Hull. Can they cap this special night with a first league victory of their new campaign here on Sky Sports? Well, the warm-ups are completed and they have made their way back down the tunnel, of course, following some very famous rugby league footsteps. Bradford coach Kurt Haggerty received much praise for the manner in which his side attacked their task at Hull in round 1. They went down narrowly but showed a welcome willingness to throw the ball around. Injuries though to Dan Russell and Jaden Ockenbohr, who started on the wing. He misses out, so a timely return from a rib injury for Ethan Ryan, who tonight plays his 100th game for the Bulls. Marsters and the outstanding Wanga Blake will look to pick up where they left off last week, while the versatile Luke Hooley is brought into the halves, replacing Joe Keys. Hooley has Super League experience previously with both Leeds and Castleford. Sutton, Ackers and Lewis are the front row, while Dan Russell's absence, of course, is covered by the adaptable Ed Chamberlain. He's alongside Zach Fulton and Joe Mellor, who both impressed against the Black and Whites. The bench is Suter, Skur, Doro and Poposhi. 18th man is Leon Ruan. Well, Joel Tompkins was delighted to get the Dragons season up and running with a home win in conditions that looked more akin to Pontefract than Perpignan. He was fulsome in his praise of fullback Charlie Staines, who made his debut in the 26-10 victory, and as well as scoring, carried with some intent out of the backfield. Nick Kotrick and another opening round try scorer Solomona Fataape are the centres, while the halves of Sexton and Dodd combined in a manner that suggests with more time together and drier tracks, these two might unlock something special for the Dragons this year. Chris Sade starts this week alongside Da Costa and Navarrete in the front row. Captain Ben Garcia's one-match suspension means Truls Leeming locks the scrum for the visitors. No Garcia, no Julien Bousquet. Alexi Lees and Jackie Chan, who is on a one-month loan from Wigan, are brought in. Ben Condon, of course, a try scorer as well for the Catalan Dragons. So that the interchange bench for Joel Tompkins. Can they make it 2 from 2 to start the new season and push back into the playoffs? Sam, Jamie, quick predictions.
I think Catalan, I think the spine that we spoke about, Dodd and Sexton, I think they'll be the difference tonight for the Dragons.
Yeah, I think Joel's picked himself a really good team there. New look Catalan Dragons, moved really well, made masses of meters last week. I think they'll be too strong for Bradford tonight.
Oh, it's a very special Super League entrance here at Bradford. They will hope they are building something special for the future. Kyle Moore and Dave Woods, take it away.
Well, joyful is the word to describe the atmosphere here tonight. The Super League's Friday night lights shining down on Odsal again for the first time in 12 years. There's been a party atmosphere on those terraces for just about an hour or so far. Even when they switched the lights out, they cheered. That's how much they've come to enjoy themselves here tonight. And Carl Amor, so looking forward to this as an occasion. What are you looking forward to on the field tonight?
Yeah, good evening, Dave, and you've been watching at home as well. You know, Catalan Dragons arrive here this evening after a fantastic performance last week, and as is that man as well, Wonga Blake. What a season start he had over at Hull. You can see the win predictor only fancying themselves a 38% chance of coming out of here with 2 points in the bag for the home side, but this player is one to watch out for. The fullback, Charlie Staines, what a sensational game he had last week, a try scorer and plenty of vigour in his backfield carries too. Really looking forward to this, Dave.
It just looks like a snapshot of 1996, that, doesn't it? Odsal Stadium under the bright lights. They're back in the big time as Brian and the fellas have been stressing beforehand. I don't expect championship wins this year, Super League Grand Final appearances, but my goodness, just being back is great from their point of view. Liam Rush, the referee, Tony Grant is our video referee tonight as well. And Tommy Makinson is going to get us underway with the big boot. Well, the Odsal weather had to play a part, didn't it? It's renowned for its microclimate, and a little gust of wind just reminds us where we are and takes the ball off the tee. And now Tommy Makinson will put it high in the air. It is caught by Ethan Ryan, making his Bradford Super League debut tonight, but in this his second spell with the club. It is his 100th appearance for the Bradford Bulls. Callum Akins caught in possession. So they go back to the middle, and the Catalan defenders up there rapidly in these early stages.
Yeah, the Dragons are going to have to do a good job on the Bradford outside backs. 32 tackle busts in total last week. Needs master with 10 of them, but there's an error here early on, Dave.
Yeah, Ryan Sutton has fumbled that ball in the tackle. He's looked in an annoyed way at the referee, but there's no suggestion of a challenge, which does tell the tale, doesn't it?
Yeah, just loses the ball there. Under contact from Ben Condon. It's a scrum 25 yards out.
They've been pouring in here. I mean, it's not 20,000 or anything like that, but it is a very, very good crowd in here for this opening night, and the glee on everybody's faces was terrific to watch. Matape will play. Da Costa out of dummy half. Forward comes Navarrete, who takes Catalan within that 20-metre mark. Da Costa dashing out there again. It's on the angle from Condon, but three defenders fully engaged, making sure that he can't make too much progress, can't get the ball away. Just a shuffle across the line again. You'll notice Cruz Leeming in that interesting role tonight, playing at loose forward, of course. Sate is very, very close. Da Costa again. This is the final tackle in this opening set from Catalan's point of view. They're looking for a strong finish with a kick to that in-goal area. Oh my goodness, there's some fumbles there in that in-goal and it's a drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, it's a nice little kick from Dodd. Saw plenty of evidence of that last week as well. Bradford making a meal of that. Morgan Lewis in the end gets his hand to it. It's going to be 6 more. Bright start from Joel Tompkins' side.
Joel Tompkins and Mickey McAlorum, of course, who was grand final hero for the for Hulkingston Rovers, I should say, last year, but back in the south of France now as an assistant to Joel Tompkins. And this is Navarrete, who's upend and put down. Big cheer, big roar from those on the terraces just in front of us. Sate will take them closer. Second set of 6 inside the Bulls' half of play. Can they make it count? Lipovic to his feet. Da Costa searching left again. It's back with Dodd, who's having a look. And the kick takes a ricochet, and it's Milnes who grabs at that and is happy to give Bradford possession back again.
Bradford just survived there. Wonga Blake just trying to get his side on the front foot with a bit of urgency.
Every step is being roared on here as Bradford try to get themselves as far downfield as they possibly can in this set. Chile United also, but we'd expect nothing less at this time of the year in this part of the world. Quickly played, one-handed pickup. Akers going out and finding some support there as well. The kick is off the boots of Milnes. It's a towering one as well. But Makinson catches safely enough and looks to get things going as well down that left-hand side before he's caught up with.
Yeah, decent little set there from the Bulls, just picking off a short side. Tommy Makinson just able to get over onto that left side of the field and start Catalan Dragons set off.
Propelling themselves close to the halfway line. Costa hands on hips and looking to see what's available for him. Leeming. Need to do some of the tougher stuff that perhaps he's not been used to in his career in the position he finds himself tonight. There's the offload. It's rather a scramble on the floor.
Andy kicks it, Joe knocks on the floor. Middle, mate, middle.
And the offload from Tata wasn't a clean one. Just goes into contact here. Just releases the ball. And I think Joel Mellor. Does he make a play? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, referee saw that well. So he might have missed that, but he's got that. There, yeah, boot there, loose. So Catalan with a feed, and again, they start a set inside their opponent's half. Good start from their point of view. Staines now. Drier underfoot than it was last week in Perpignan. They'll enjoy that aspect of the game as well. Here's Navarrete. Da Costa winning his teammate on, wanting to get them going again. Step by Sate. Da Costa rolling in. Bradford ball's back 10 metres from their own line. They're defending at the moment. Dodd with a kick in, but again it's intercepted. Bradford bodies in the way of things. And again they survive. Scary moments.
Yeah, the Dragons did this a number of times, Dave, last week, in the south of France. They're just happy to roll a kick in behind and just camp down here with possession and just try and force a mistake.
Line speed quick to the point of potentially being offside from the Bulls' point of view, but the collision has forced another mistake. Mellor again, I think it is, who's adjudged to have knocked that on.
50.
Can't keep just turning the ball over like this so cheaply. It's Wonga Blake.
Yeah, apologies to Mellor.
10 metres off his own line as well, Dave, and with the attacking threat of Sexton and Dodd, throw into that Charlie Staines as well. This is a beautiful position for the Dragons to be in.
Kurt Haggerty, head coach, back at Odsal for the first time here tonight, will know that these are testing times for his side. The quick hands, but it's not safe enough from Makinson. Didn't like the pass, and the Bulls get away with it.
Well, it was the work from the right winger, Connor Wynn. He just shuts down Staines as quick as he can, and he just can't quite execute on the end of it. Tommy Makinson reaching out. The ball's in front. Goes over the sideline.
No, play the ball. Marcus square, stand back. Okay.
He'd be one of the few players who actually played here, won't he, Tommy Makinson, on this pitch? In years gone by, when he was in those early days of St Helens.
Straight out, Catalan. 2 hold. Go
Bradford making progress again, and Acker's out of dummy half, almost pierces the gap. Can't go the distance. Mellors with a short pass. Urgency required here. Lewis back to his feet. Acker's going out. Mellor as a pivot throws a pass behind his teammates, and there's some work to be done here. But it's being done with some aplomb from Chamberlain, who gets up and rolls away. And now it's Mellor who scampers. Catalan defence is back eventually. And Mellor running into one pocket and running out again. Another set of 6 as well. Bradford Bulls' first attack, and they've got 6 more plays to have a go.
Back foot.
8 away. Trying the muscular route down the middle in the first instance. Ackers rolls in. Back to Mellor. Short again. Fulton just dragged down. Here's Mellor making a nuisance of himself, but 3 defenders get hold of him. He somehow gets the ball away, and Ackers is over the line to score. What a return! They're loving it on the terraces. They're loving it out on the field. The Bulls are back, and they claim the first try.
We certainly do, Dave. And Andy Ackers, well, he just makes this famous old ground roar once more. And it's Bradford Bulls who lead here, 4 points to 0. It was a wonderful break from Ed Chamberlain initially, and then the offload from Joe Mellor, and Andy Ackers, he's a threat close and near the line, and he shows it once again. But this is where the break all came about. Ed Chamberlain up through the middle of the field. Joe Mellor gets caught, and it's Mellor who just supplies that little offload. Ackers reacts, and doesn't he do well here, Dave, to spin and twist out, and the power to get over. Beautiful try there from the number 9.
I'd tell you what, if they need a confidence boost, have a look at those opening 9 minutes. Having to defend 3, 4, 5 sets on their own line, more or less.
Yeah.
And then with the first attack, managing to get themselves over to score. Milnes adds the 2, and Bradford lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. That'll please coach Kurt Haggerty. Their ability to withstand pressure and then go up the other end of the field. Andy Ackers gets Bradford Bulls' first try of Super League on this ground.
Well, the Sky cameras are everywhere these days, of course. Every single Super League game, more Rugby League on Sky Sports this year than ever before. Fabulous start with that opening round win for York, of course, and Toulouse. And then what happened last night? We're off to Vegas next week. But the Sky cameras were inevitably watching Bradford at Hull last week, and those who witnessed that will tell you that Bradford coulda, shoulda won that game. So they fly into this contest.
Yeah, it was in the balance, wasn't it? In the end, it was Hull FC who just managed to get away, and that looked a high shot.
A few arms outstretched as well.
Go to.
It's okay to play, maybe just hoping the hesitation would provoke the referee to have a look. That definitely was a high shot on Wonga Blake, and so this will be a penalty for the Bulls.
Change of angle there. Ben Condon just comes across and catches him with the left arm. It's a relieving penalty as well for Bradford. So we'll just put this ball over the sideline and just get out of their own yardage area.
In between. Find me, Catalan.
You know how much they've got as well, the players on the field, how much they are being fueled by the energy that's rolling down the terraces their way. Logan Lewis with that carry. Because he's pointing at a man in that Catalan defence, making him nervous that maybe he was going to run at him, but he didn't. Sutton looking to rejuvenate his career, of course, after a frustrating time in Australia for the last couple of years, especially Ryan Sutton with injuries. Mellor.
Oh, Chris! Called the tackle.
He was tackled.
He's on your legs. He's on your legs.
Mellor's asking, but the referee's explaining.
4. Go
so
4.
Ackers. Milnes dropping it off again, and Lewis barging in, leading with that left shoulder, trying to barge the door down. 1 play to go here. And it's Milnes who sticks it high. And the intent there from Bradford was to get their man back over the line, and they only failed by an inch or two.
I think the kick was initially for Easton Masters to catch, but there was too much on it. And the Bulls go hunting here.
2 gone, 2 gone. Look where they are. 3 gone, and look where they are. Bradford's defensive line is so quick. 4 gone. They've hardly moved an inch. Bit of a scramble behind the play of the ball, so it's going to need a scamper. A release button pressed by Cruz Leeming. And the kick away out of the 20. 6-0 the Bulls lead, and our AI win predictor is giving them the slender lead of winning this game when the 80 minutes is sounded.
Oh, what a wonderful set that was there defensively from the Bulls. And the net result is this. They're just going to try and get over. That looked high as well. There might be in for another penalty here.
High again.
Well, the Dragons' discipline at the moment is costing them. Connor Wynne just skirting across. He catches a right arm. This time it was from Nick Kotrich.
High tackle.
It's another penalty.
Let's go, Rowan. Don't go past me, mate.
So settling their nerves, and Catalan know they're in a battle here tonight.
Keep coming, keep coming.
They know they've got a job to do here to quell the enthusiasm that is coming their way just at the moment. Sutton.
Oh, it's square, Chris. Let me wait. Ooh.
Here's Ackers. Mella made a run to this left-hand side quickly. Milnes takes it on again. Inside ball from Fulton, almost opening the door up.
Ruiz Ben, go to. Oh,
Hickins just about kept a hold of. Here's Miller, and it's a penalty. Offside.
Oh, offside.
Well, the 2 points inevitable here, surely.
Yeah, the right call.
Don't swear at me,
straight in front of the sticks. You just nudge that scoreboard further north. And again, it's another penalty. This time I think it's Toby Sexton. Is it Lewis Dodd on that far side who just rushes up and he's offside?
I'm pretty confident it's 10, and I've tried getting loads of comms here.
A brilliant start from the Bulls after coping with that pressure early on.
Catalan, go back, please.
A couple of games being played elsewhere tonight, of course. We'll keep you in touch. You can watch those if you prefer on Sky Sports Plus. Leeds leading York Knights by 6 points to 0, and St Helens 6, Lee 4 in the early stages of that match. And here, well, an early story is being written. Bradford Bulls back in the top flight, leading by 6 until that happened, and now they lead by 8 points to 0 with very nearly 15 minutes played.
A couple of penalties given away there for the Dragons. They're just going to have to sort that out. Get back into this contest. 8-0 down.
Well, last night we saw underdogs, in inverted commas, getting early scores and taking it to a completion. And tonight, I think you'd make Bradford underdogs for this one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think most would, wouldn't they, heading into this contest? But at 8-0, it gives them a bit of a buffer.
And they're looking for a bit. Oh, that's a big hit.
Stand down. Wait. Go on.
Oh, it's rattled around. This is the other stuff that's coming up the weekend as well, rolling along the bottom of your screen. 7 matches a week now in Super League, of course.
Outward square. Stand and play it. Wait. Go 3, Marcus.
Vegas next week, good heavens, can't wait. Hawkinston Rovers against Leeds. Party time in Party Central.
5, straight out, Cruz. Right,
1 play to go for the Bulls. So they're going to look for the kick again off the boot of Milnes. And it's a bounce that causes some problems. It's out of play with a Catalan touch, I think. Yeah, this is going to be Bradford's ball.
Yeah, it was wonderful kick pressure from Cruz Leeming on Milnes. And the ball lands in no man's land. And then Kotrich, he's just ushered over the sideline. Great work there from Ethan Ryan.
Well, he didn't need to touch that, did he? He
no.
could have just let it go out of play, and it would have been Catalan's ball. Well, he knows. Apologies to any lip readers who might be watching who've taken offence, but we get the sentiment. It's all smiles up there at the moment.
Yeah.
Straightened up by Ryan. Here's Ackers. One-handed and trying to get his side moving forward again with real intent. Masters plays and Ackers runs. And look where they are again, 15 away from that Catalan line. Mella, such a busy individual, isn't he? Such an influential player. Often overlooked, I think, in the general consensus as to his abilities. There's Blake. Solid stuff from the Catalan defence now, but one play to go. Ackers to Milnes, who bowls it away for Fulton, and all he can do is take the tackle and Catalan get the ball back.
Yeah, good work again from Cruz Lehman. Just first of all, just getting in the eye line of Rowan Mills, who has to step back into traffic. And Doug Cruz Lehman double defending there just to kill the play.
Find me, Bradford. Wait. Go, one.
Vartape.
Oh, no, wait. Get square, wait. Hold. Go, one. Two.
It's firing the bullets from the back here. Some style we've seen so often from Tommy Makinson, that run, that selfless injection of power from him. Ulrich da Costa is pushing away opponents to try and make things happen, and he's caught the referee's eye in doing that. The referee says there was a man in his way, so it will be a restart to the set. But they don't get through the 6, they don't get through a 1. The ball is spilt, and Bradford are back in position A again at the start of a set.
Well, this will be really frustrating here for Joel Tompkins. His side are just losing the plot at the moment. Penalties, errors, just gifting Bradford field position. Ethan Masters just trying to get a few more yards forward there, Dave.
Referee shouts the player's name, who he wants to release. Mella puts it back on the inside again. This is good stuff. Making progress down the middle. That inside passage found with some effect to take the balls within 10 again. Mella goes out. Sutton chopped down. Ackers shifting it right. No, he's not. He's going himself. Effective not that long ago when he managed to score, but he was closer then. And now it's the last. And again, it's a dive out from dummy half, but Catalan's defence is solid enough on their own line.
Yeah, and a lot of Bradford players with their arms up in the air. You have to be a little bit more creative than just trying to just get over from 9 again. Ackers went first, and then they tried it again. Comes to nothing.
But we're here again. Catalan struggling to get out because of the speed of the line for the Bulls, the determination of their defence, their one-for-all approach to defence. 3 tackles gone and haven't yet gone beyond the 20-metre mark. Makinson shuffling forward again. Da Costa leaning right down the middle. But they're going to have to kick from inside their own half at the end of the set. Comes off the boot of Sexton. Ryan ranging in, catches it well. He's had a rib cartilage injury, Ethan Ryan, and I think he still is suffering from that. It's the ridiculous nature of rugby league players, isn't it? You know, you go out there injured, you know you're going to feel worse when you come off in 80 minutes physically.
And Connor Wynn's been a little bit of a handful, hasn't he, out of backfield? Just keeps trying to get rid of the first man.
Another set.
Yeah, wins another penalty. 6-6 again, sorry.
Ethan Masters. Onto the halfway line very nearly when he shakes his opponents off and he's able to play the ball. And Mella back to Masters, who goes direct, tries to get the arm free. There was support coming his way from Akins.
Hold. Got to. You're all off middle. Ulrich, Cruz, you've got to get to
back on the inside from Milnes.
Move now. 3. There, wait. Go 3.
Creeping closer again. Mella. Da Costa falls off the tackle, but there's another man there to make it good, Leeming. And he's hurt here.
Can you play the ball,
is
Joe?
Mella. Well, there you can see. There you can see.
He's
Evidence
bleeding.
is clear.
He's bleeding, mate. He's bleeding, so the green card doesn't apply.
Maybe another 2 points here then, Dave.
You think it's going to be a penalty?
Well, he doesn't get burst open without contact there.
Oh, we're there.
So you know.
take your pick. Which one was a knockout blow? And the video referee will be having a look at this, I'm sure.
I've got a penalty on field.
Yeah, we're hearing from the referee. I've got a penalty. Well, Kyle was there first. And it's going to be a penalty for the Bulls.
Like, it's in slow-mo, that. Like, he's not even... Tommy, I don't need your ball. I don't need your ball.
There can't be any complaints there. I don't know what Makinson's
It's going to be a penalty.
Catches him not once, but twice.
Cruz, be careful, mate. Stand on.
So they're going to go for the 2. Have they decided? Yes, they have. Touch judges running behind the sticks here. Well, this should be fairly straightforward here, shouldn't it? Stalking the touchline at the moment, the Catalan coach, Joel Tompkins.
Yeah, he can't have been too pleased with what he's seen over the last 15 minutes. Started the game okay. It was a couple of errors from Bradford that gifted the Dragons some field position, but they weren't able to make them pay. And a period of ill discipline has meant that the Dragons are here now 10-0 with a quarter of the game gone.
Shot clock on this, of course, as there is for all goal kicks this season. Conversions or penalties. 1 minute the kicker has. And they're happy. It'll be their first taste of Super League at Odsal tonight. And it's all going as they imagine it probably always goes. 10 points to 0.
Roll Milne kicked 4 goals last week. Well, he's got 2 already. Cruz Lehman giving away that penalty.
4 penalties conceded by Catalans.
Yeah, it's too many, isn't it? In a 15-minute period, Dave. And that's why the scoreboard looks like as it does. Have to sort that out quickly. Only 22% possession that the Dragons have had.
Oh, and that's another one. That's another one.
Well, they're falling apart. Tommy Makinson. A good 10 metres on that, wasn't it, over the end?
A look to the sky by Tommy Makinson. He knows his side are back under pressure. And he knows that life is not getting any better at the moment. They've gone for a tap, interestingly.
Owen Square, Cruz! 5 metre dash line!
There is a bit of a breeze out there, isn't there? The goal sticks are waggling a little in the breeze, so maybe that was the reason they've gone for the tap rather than the kick for touch. It's coming out. These are the stats of the game so far. Look at that, 8% possession in favour of the Bradford Bulls. And Catalan dominated the opening 4 minutes or so, so shows you how it's switched around ever since then. This is Akins.
Something, Dave, they're moving the ball well. Kurt Haggerty spoke about that pre-game. This man here.
Oh, he's misconnected that one. And it's gratefully received by Fartape. And a chance for them to clear their lines. Charlie Staines comes bombing out from the back. Makinson likewise.
Stand now, 2, go 2.
Da Costa.
Keep coming, Ryan, you're good now.
Shuffling them.
3, hold.
Rummaging their way downfield to the halfway line and beyond.
Held! Release Rowan! Isan!
Well, they've made good progress in the set so far.
6 again!
Another set of 6 there. Faisal Aliou was hampered as he tried to play it. Da Costa. It's very much singular stuff at the moment. Getting themselves up there. Da Costa comes back to the middle again. It's with Dodd, and Dodd with a dummy in the step. Good reaction. Da Costa again. It's putting it back for another barging effort. But the Bulls line will remain intact with 2 plays to go. Da Costa goes short. And has he got in? Faisal Aliou, I think it is, who's underneath all of that.
It's tackle 4.
Well, the referee is going to say no try.
I've got him as held.
We know that from the new rules, but he's going to put it up to the video referee to see if there is a view that proves that this is a score. Let's hear from the video referee.
Camera 4 with no try on field. We'll confirm the on-field call of held up. to show as much as we'll lose sight of the ball at this point. Oh, we can see the ball here, so as he's falling towards the ground. We need to make sure we check this angle. What happens to that ball there? We've got an on-field called no try. Falling towards the ground. There is a hand underneath that ball. Is that the ball carrier's arm? Let's check another angle. We'll keep that angle for now, but we'll check another angle on this. So the ball's being carried in his left arm. I can't see much of the ball there. We'll check all available angles on this. And we'll lose sight of the ball on that. Anything else on that, or we stay with camera 9? So back to camera 9. So we've got an on-field called no try. We'll lose sight of the ball, but it's then regained at this point. There are hands underneath the ball. We can't see the other side of the ball. So I'm going to run this through and see what happens after. And at this point, the referee blows the whistle. Remember decision.
Well, it sounds as though Faisal is going to be denied a try here. Simply lack of clear evidence to suggest other than what the referee decided on the field. This will be a popular decision in this part of Bradford. South Bradford Odsal goes up as one.
No try.
Celebrating the fact that their side have yet to concede.
It's going to be tackle 5 on the 10, wait there.
Tackle 5 back on the 10. I think Joel's having a look at the video evidence as well to see if he could make head and tail of that, but it will not count, and Catalan have to try again here. Batape is pushing hard, and that will be it, the end of the set, and Bradford come back with the ball again.
Yeah, I think he's hard done to there. As far as Sui, Aliawi.
Do not dummy it.
He was close.
Surrender. Stamp Cruz. Fight space. Go, 1.
So Bradford looking to blast their way out of trouble again. There is some blasting there, isn't there? I mean, what a Wonga Blake, Luke. Fantastic last week. Oh, it's got a penalty. They got a penalty.
We've seen them go the other way.
It's ruck interference.
I'll tell you something, Wonga Blake, he looks like a very different player than what we saw at St Helens.
Yeah.
And you have seen them, by the way, Dave, go the other way. They get fortunate there, I think. The penalty's given away.
Tom, we have a captain's challenge.
Oh, captain's challenge here.
Catalan are challenging the ruling of ruck interference.
Captain's challenge, so let's hear from the video referee again here.
The middle of the flat.
Give the captain's challenge on field. Catalans are challenging the on-field ruling of ruck interference. So play from this point. So there are Catalans players in contact.
Ruck interference.
Toby Sexton is still in contact with the ball carrier and pushes the ball carrier back to ground, which causes play to break down. Challenge unsuccessful.
Well, there you go, unsuccessful. What do you make of that?
That's harsh.
I mean, he still had knees on the ground when he was trying to play the ball, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, I think... Yeah, harsh, really is.
Not clearing the ruck.
But it matters not now, because it's the 6th penalty that the Dragons have given away. The penalty count stands 6-0 at the moment. You just cannot win a game of rugby league at this level. We saw it over in York when Hull KR give so many penalties away. They come on a losing side.
Here's Wonga Blake again. It's a 3-man wall that he runs into, and the resistance is unbeatable on that occasion. But they search left to try to find a way. Here's Ryan out of dummy half. Flinging it back, Mellor, ultimately.
Held! Release now!
There's no give, so he has to get up and play it again. Back on the angle comes Fulton. Spun around, gets it away. Taken on again by Masters. Well, again, this is a very decent set here on the back of the penalty. Got themselves inside. That Catalan half. Miller with a dummy, tries to fool them and slot between the two, but he can't. And some strong defending from Tiaki Chan, and it's a knock-on. And Bradford concede the ball. Chan working very hard in defence there.
Yeah, Joe Mellor just trying to wrestle his upper body strength, trying to look for another offload, because Bradford have played well off the back of offloads in this game. Just trying to twist out there, and he loses the ball.
You need to come straight out.
Tiaki Chan.
You've got two players.
Yeah, he has to keep hold of that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He has to respect the ball, and so therefore the decision goes Catalans' way, with Sexton feeding in the scrum, and again with a bit of energy. Staines leading the charge back. Fatappi will carry again. 10 from the halfway line. Catalan Dragons trying to lift the speed, lift the intent from their point of view, keep it clean from their point of view. Well, there's a I think they're celebrating a knock on there.
Well, yeah.
And the referee eventually decides to agree. And Catalan just can't keep hold of the ball.
Well, he can't. I thought at first it was an offload, but the reaction of the players there, everybody stops. And then I think the referee realises.
I think he was looking at whether it went backwards or not, but then he said it hit a Bradford player, didn't he? So there was a hesitation, quite rightly.
10 seconds!
Shot clock on. Bradford have to feed this quickly. Bradford fans finding their voice again. They'd love another try to cheer before the break sounds. Masters. Yvonne Skur has just come on the field as well. I think it's Logan Lewis who's gone off, so. And Sutton solidly.
73 minutes last week, Ryan Sutton.
This is Milnes. Little weave and a dodge. Ackers up there again. Miller instrumental in everything, and the local hero Yvonne Skur. Oh, look at that! He's one of their own, and he's dragging them ever closer. Still plays to go. Dropped off by Hooley, back towards the middle.
And
it is
Cruz, you never make the goal line. I call you
offside. Cruz leaving didn't make the goal line. Is this another 2?
It certainly is. You'd imagine that they'll just tick that scoreboard over to 12. I think you just see there the whole left edge. As soon as Cruz Leeming gets involved, the penalty's given away.
Well, they'll be quite happy to go up in 2s, won't they? As long as they still keep going up and Catalan can't find a response. But it is very much Bradford's first half at the moment, with half an hour played.
You'd imagine that Joel Tompkins will have some stern words with his side, particularly in that department of discipline. As Bradford haven't really had to do anything spectacular to get that scoreboard to where it is. They've just played off the back of some neat offloads, and then penalties have just gifted them points.
So Milnes strides forward and strikes it well, and it is 12 points to 0. The Bradford Bulls story is going as they hoped it would so far tonight. 12-year absence from the Super League, dropped out of the big time in 2014. They actually spent a year in the 3rd tier as well. Things got really bad, but here they are back, and here they are leading by 12 points to 0 in this opening half hour. There's still a long way to go. 50 minutes to play. So much could change. We saw from last night, it only takes 5 minutes for things to change dramatically.
You've kept hold of him.
Carried on by Ryan.
I was square Ulrichs by me, Catalan. Go 2.
Ackers, Miller. And they
Still
are
out, George. Find me, boys. Wait.
searching that halfway line again.
Go 3. Stand straight up, Ryan.
Getting closer again. Miller popping it back. This is good hands. Oh, wonderful stuff. Terrific stuff. Atkins puts it back, and Walker Blake stretches the legs and runs for glory.
We talked about him pre-game. Wonga Blake gets his second try for 2026, and it was a beautiful one at that as well. Wonderful work from Caleb Aikens, who just slices through down this right edge. Ball out the back, a show and go on Kotrich. And then look at the Bradford shirts in support there, Dave. What a sight that is. There's 5 of them. But it's Blake who gets his hands on it in the end. And now there is enough daylight, you'd feel, in this contest. 16 points up with a kick to come. Scored 20 last week and it wasn't enough. And I'm not quite sure that the Dragons have got it in their locker in the second 40 to flip this game on its head.
That was silky stuff, wasn't it, from Atkins there?
It was brilliant, yeah. Slicing through. Caleb Aikens. Look at them pictures, Dave. Bradford are back.
Look at that. Young and old alike bouncing up and down. And Milnes keeps up that 100% record by striking it through, and 18 points to 0. It's just getting better and better for the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, Champagne Rugby League. Inside the horn half, moving the ball from the right side of the field to the left. Everyone, great timing, great support. Wonderful pitches there for the Bulls. Really like that. 4 and 5 players all flooding through. They want this game this evening, they really do. And hasn't he added some impact?
Oh, Yvonne Skur. Elsewhere tonight, Leeds 22, York 6, so York crashing back to reality, it would seem. And what about that? St Helens 12, Leeds 16. Saints looking for their first win of the season, having gone down the dismally at Warrington last week, and finding themselves behind it against Lee now.
On a trip to Catalan next week. Difficult start for Rowley.
Early stages. It's a good effort. Mella back on the inside. Look at what he's brought to the party. Ebon Skur again with that carry. Bradford lad made his debut for the Bulls, what, 5 years ago now in the second tier. He's been all that time, but getting his chance to shine in the floodlights of Super League as Staines brings it back beyond the 10-metre mark.
And they've played this opening 34 minutes really well of the Bradford Bulls. Wonderful kick there, but it's this part of the game I've been really impressed with. Getting the side, coming out of difficult places, but with line speed and togetherness, Dave. See there again on Sim, 4 men in, nowhere to go.
Just an effort to try and get themselves downfield, and not finding any breaks at all at the moment, this Catalan side. But having said that, this is handy from Da Costa, who's got them at least towards that mark, so Dodd can let fly for a 40-20. Just 4 missed tackles from Bradford Bulls so far, and 95% tackle success. They're also running at, I think it's 75% possession at the moment.
And that's why the scoreboard reads 18-0, Dave.
Here's Ryan. The ghosts of Leslie Vinocola and Robbie Paul running around this stadium as Masters takes it on again, backing in, hoping he could get the arm out, but the referee shouts held, so he has to play it. And Mellor again, who's been just wonderful in the middle, hasn't he?
Yeah. He was great last week, wasn't he, moving the ball. 51 tackles as well. Moves both sides of the ball. There's a knee put.
Oh, Mills almost opening the trapdoor.
It was Evan Skur who just couldn't take it in. I think they're going to get the ball back here, though, Dave.
Forward, and then Bradford knock on, so it's going to be a scrum down Bradford ball. Where do you want it? You can't go far right, mate. It's on this half of the pitch. It's on this half of the pitch. Where do you want it?
Catalan player.
Scrum.
As the ball goes back on the inside.
Bradford's head and feed.
They've tried this play a number of times.
It's a Catalan arm that was reaching for that, wasn't it?
Heads in, 15 seconds.
It was Josh Allen, wasn't it?
Yeah, a slight over chase.
Feed.
We've tried this play a number of times.
It's a Catalan arm that was reaching for that, wasn't it?
Heads in, 15 seconds.
It was Josh Allen, wasn't it?
Yeah, a slight overchase. Just does enough to get his hand to it. He had to as well because Skur was in the clear.
Rowan, you can't just go straight in the second row, mate. You've got to go through the front rows as well. Wait there.
When did they reintroduce that rule of having to feed it into the front row? Back in the 1970s, that wasn't it? Anyway, here we go. Taken on by Masters.
Move, Lewis!
We'll be having hookers striking for the ball next. Mellor. Skur again. There seems to be an extra pump from the Bradford fans whenever he gets the ball. Mellor popping it back. Hooley helping it on its way to Masters.
Move, Lewis! 3.
2.5 minutes of the half remaining. Pure delight from Bradford's point of view at the moment. Plenty of grumbles from Catalan fans, witnessing what they're watching at the moment. Encouraging last week against Huddersfield, but they've not been able to get on the front foot tonight. And they're on the uppers again. Callum Aikens dancing through. Brilliant. Does the full sign on the top of his head. The Bradford Bulls are on the charge. They cannot believe what they're watching. 22 points to 0. Would you believe that?
Well, if you thought the last try was special, Dave, well, this one has just gone and topped it. I mentioned now they've tried a number of times that play back on the inside, but this just opens up so well for Caleb Aikens. And that is a wonderful try from the fullback. A pre-planned move, make no mistake about it. An overchase in middle, and he just gets on the inside shoulder between the two front rowers and dives over to make it 22-0. And who would have thought? 24 Shuley with the kick to come.
Well, his first try for the Bradford Bulls, Callum Aikens. We've seen him around for a while now, haven't we, at Featherstone, and before that at Lee. Welsh international.
He spent four seasons in the Championship and was the standout fullback as well for many of them. But that there, we saw him create a try for Wanga Blake moments earlier. And he will be really pleased watching on.
I mean, what is going to be his message at half-time? Presumably, you know, lads, treat this as a 0-0.
Oh, yeah, has to, yeah. No, look, the Dragons will have a period of possession in good field position. But a 24-0 up, Dave, it would be an almighty comeback for Joel Tompkins' side.
Well, I remember a big comeback many years ago on this field, Bradford Bulls against Wigan. And I think that was the biggest in Super League. And I'm looking at Ian Proctor here, who'll tell me the exact details of that.
He's shaking his head at you, Dave.
Yeah, he's shaking his head at me. That's never a good sign. Anyway, the ball goes over from Milnes, and it is 24 points to 0. What a lead they have at the moment. What a first half this has been. 40 minutes back in Super League, and it has been pure delight.
And they played some good stuff as well, Bradford. They really have. That there was a sensational piece of play from the fullback. Question marks over the middle unit of the Dragons for sure.
Well, the hooter will sound at the next stoppage. Well, the hooter sounds. Ethan Ryan throws it out of play. This patch of Bradford, this illuminated Odsal ground, has turned into Fantasy Island. They're back after 12 years, and what a response we've seen from them so far. Half-time, Bradford 24, Catalan 0 is a half-time score.
We are having a start to the 2026 Betfred Super League season that nobody could have imagined. Newly promoted Bradford lead 24-0 against the Catalan Dragons. Their last home win in Super League was 17th of August 2014. They spent 12 years outside of the top flight. They have returned home with a bang. Wanga Blake amongst their try scorers, deserved half-time lead. The Dragons with so much to do. Two other big games in Super League tonight. We'll discuss it all after the break with Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Sam Tompkins.
and Bradford Bulls are champions of '97.
This year on Sky Sports, we give you more rugby league than ever before. Nearly 400 live games of rugby league, including close to 200 from the Betfred Super League. We will continue our coverage of round 2. Tomorrow we've got Toulouse, who had that stunning opening round win over Wakefield Trinity, taking on Castlebar at 5:55 p.m. Sky Sports Plus and action. That is followed by Wigan hosting Hull FC at the Brick, 5 to 8 against Sky Sports Plus. The round concludes on Sunday with the Huddersfield Giants and Wakefield both hoping to register their first win to the new campaign. They go head-to-head at 3 o'clock. We're on air at 5 to 3 on Sky Sports Plus. Super League is back in Oddsall. Have a look at this half-time scoreline. They lead 24-0, the Bradford Bulls, over the visiting Catalan Dragons. I dare say, Sam Tompkins and JB Jones-Buchanan, it's a half-time scoreline that not even the most ardent of Bradford Bulls supporters, and they're flooded in here tonight, would have expected.
Well, me and Sam are miles off. We didn't expect that, Brian. That's as dominant an half as I've seen for a lot, probably ever, actually, in terms of possession and metres on the ground. They've not done anything particularly extravagant, Bradford. Just marched Catalan right up the middle of the field, in the middle third, blown their middle six completely away. Have been really sloppy, dropped off tackles, give penalties away, and just conceded loads of metres, give Bradford loads of field position, scored tries, kick goals. Simple as that.
Well, as simple as that. The first 5 minutes, Sam, of this game told us a lie.
Yeah, it did. The first 5 minutes, it looked like Catalans were going to complete well and put some pressure on, but it's that middle unit that Jonesy speaks about there. A bit of a scrappy play, nothing comes to. Catalans are trying to defend it on their own, come up with some real army tackles. You know, you should be hitting with your shoulder there, which means they go straight down the field. Joe Mellor, who's been everywhere in that first 40, really puts them in some great position. Again, comes up, nice little offload, scrambling defence from Catalans, and it's just a pretty easy barge over for Andy Ackers.
It's really messy, isn't it? Cruz Lehman will be really disappointed with this. I know he's worked really hard into that sort of ruck wrestle, and he just needs to get hold of the ball on Andy Ackers and go down the floor, get in between him and the ground. But that's indicative of a tired middle unit, and it's because Joe Mellor's just been turning the ball inside out, he's been ragged skirting, and then desperate tackles have led to penalties.
A theme, yes, absolutely, penalties. A theme emerged that the Catalan Dragons couldn't shake.
Yeah, they were getting really loose in defence, which was meaning then they were going high, they were scrambling. They're coming up with 7 penalties conceded to 0 from Bradford. Now, if you concede penalties, you've got to be able to defend. Instead of that, they've missed 31 tackles as opposed to 4 from Bradford, meaning they've only had 27% of the ball. 27% of the ball in 40 minutes is a remarkable landslide for Bradford. They've been completely dominant with ball.
OK, so a couple of Rowan Mills penalties after that Andy Ackers try gives Bradford a 10-point lead. This no try, ruled a no try, Isaac Fasuma-Lawi. Your thoughts on this, gentlemen? If we establish we think the ball is on the line, all we need to do is find over the line, I should say. We need to find an angle of the ball on the ground.
Yeah, well, he took plenty of time to look at it. It looked like, that looks like to me, there's some white grass under that when it touches. I think they were very harshly done to there. If you look on this
is an angle that wasn't checked.
The referees agreed he was over the line. I think there you can see the ball touches the ground. So, you know, at that point, they were 10-0 down. Catalans are thinking we're over the line, we're back in the game here.
Yeah, sliding doors moment that for me. There was a lot of long white blades of grass I felt touching that ball, but ultimately sometimes you just got to be really clear, get the ball down.
10-0 became 12-0 with yet another Rowan Mills penalty and then a couple of back-to-back tries. And this is what Kurt Haggerty has promised. This is Bradford Bulls expansive, with Catalan looking fairly lethargic.
Yeah, we're looking at again the same style we spoke about before the game. Bradford last week throwing lots of hull, they're doing the same. Certainly the right edge of this Catalan side, they're getting really tight, misshaped, not on the same page. They've got 2 blokes going in for 1, and Blake goes through to score a really nice try against some very tired defence.
Yeah, and he knows a back row when you're getting really tight there, it's because of a lack of trust in what your middle unit's doing, and there's just that disconnect, that distorted nature. But see Bradford turn it back under, it's just too simple, goes completely through, untouched there, I reckon.
It's just that theme again. They've got to get a clear game plan. Haggerty said, let's attack the middle third of this Catalan side, and it's given them a lot of opportunities.
Well, they are pinching themselves here at Odsal. Super League is back after a 12-year wait, and they have a 24-0 half-time lead. Let's take you over to AMT Headingley Stadium. The York Knights are in town, and it's going the way of the Rhinos at half-time. They lead 22 points to 6. It's the third of their tries. It came after Mike Osivo scored his first Super League try for the Leeds Rhinos. Break by Brodie Croft. Support on the inside, and who else would you expect to finish a try for the Leeds Rhinos than Ryan Hall? That's try number 265. Well, Super League's all-time leading try scorer. That's important because over at St Helens with the Lee Leopards in town, the Lee side opened up the scoring with the man chasing Ryan Hall at the top of the try-scoring charts. Josh Charnley registering his 257th Super League try, now 8 behind the great Ryan Hall. Let's take you to a break here at Odsal Stadium. We have what is going to be, I'm sure, a pulsating second half on the way by reminding you of the great times of the Bradford Bulls. 4 Super League titles and 3 World Club challenges. The first of those Super League titles came back in 1997.
And Bradford Bulls are champions of 97.
To get your hands on the trophy and feel it and lift it into the air, and like we had a tremendous turnout here tonight, 17,000+ fans. Very special, very special. All the boys are enjoying themselves over there, so I mean it's going to be a good night.
Super League parties in Vegas.
Because we're in Vegas, I am dressed like this. Completely unscripted, action-packed.
Rugby League has taken over the entertainment capital.
Montoya underarms, kick out is over.
Still with it, now underside. The Dragons, what a swing in the game.
Lucas is going to get there. This is powerful.
And Scott Drinkwater off a scrum play scores.
Oh, it's an interceptor, and it's the boy from Wigan that will win it from Harpiston Rovers. Oh, it just completely opened up. Ash Handling.
Oh, what a treat we've got coming up for you on Sky Sports next weekend as the newly crowned World Club champions and reigning Super League champions Hull KR take on the Leeds Rhinos in Las Vegas. It all kicks off at 11:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Plus and on Sky Sports Main Event, and will be followed by our double header from the NRL, the Knights Cowboys and Bulldogs Dragons. Well, I'm delighted to say that Super League here on Sky Sports is back at Odsal after a 12-year wait. It's round 2 of the Betfred Super League, and the Bulls, in their home comeback, have blitzed the Catalan Dragons in the opening 40 minutes. They lead 24 points to 0. What, if anything, have the Dragons got in response? This has been all one-way traffic for Kurt Haggerty and the Bradford Bulls. What was said at halftime? Let's find out now from Jenna.
Yeah, Brian, you think Kurt Haggerty would be happy with that half? He just said defensively he wants more work from marker. As far as Joel Tompkins goes, he says forget the scoreline. Let's defend and let's get back to our best footy. But let's go back upstairs to you, Dave and Kyle.
Thank you, Jenna. Well, this is going to be a fascinating next 40 minutes, isn't it? One way or the other. Do we see a response from the Catalan Dragons? Do they get back into the groove, or do Bradford carry on what for them is a fairy tale at the moment? And it's, I mean, that's the approach that Bradford have to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we heard there, that kind of stoic, we just keep going, we've got to work hard here.
Yeah, it's interesting though that Kurt Haggerty is into his playing group about working harder defensively with a 24-0 scoreline. It just shows what type of coach he is. He's wanting gains all the time. And for the Dragons though, the 24 points, it's a huge uphill, isn't it?
No, don't throw him out the way. Go, that's 4, that, isn't it? 5! Straight out, sack! From me, Bradford, hold!
Last play of the set.
Outside, Ulrich's cruise.
Kick is high off the boot of Sexton. And a man who's caught the eye in that first half will catch the ball at the start of this second half. And Bradford Bulls get their first chance to have a go in this second period with Ethan Ryan, who's offloaded that nicely. And Eason Masters takes it on an extra yard or two.
Again, playing off offloads, not frightening. That part was Ethan Ryan, 20 metres away from his own end, and Connor Wynn is again at Dave. It's another penalty.
Got a penalty again. How many is that? 7, I think it's 8 penalties.
8 now, 8.
Wow.
Completely just shooting themselves in the foot.
Okay, Rowan.
8 penalties conceded, and the important moment is that Bradford on this one can put themselves back inside Catalan territory and have a go with 6 plays to go.
They're doing it without even having to exert any sort of energy whatsoever. Just being helped up to that part of the field, skirt.
He's another one, isn't he? You know, you pick out players at the start of the season. I don't think Evan Skur would have been on many people's lists as ones to watch, but he's putting in an effort tonight. And he's making things happen in a muscular point of view, and things are happening again. Oh, there's a juggle there. Fulton with a break, couldn't connect with those who followed, and Catalan survive.
Perhaps just overplaying here. The left edge back rower just wants Blake just to arrive onto it, but he's nowhere near the ball, and it goes down. I think if he has his time again, he maybe just keeps hold of that. But again, it's the right edge of the Dragons that have been opened up once more.
Biggest turnaround on this pitch. We were talking about it before the half-time, weren't we? Bradford Bulls were leading Wigan 30 points to 6 in the Super League back in 2007. It was a playoff game, and Wigan came back and won that 31 points to 30. A certain Brian Noble was coaching Wigan that day. Pat Richards kicked a drop goal. I think that was a first in his career, if memory serves as well. That's a distant memory here. Hardly relevant. Vartape. Ulrich da Costa slotting in there. Trying to make things happen. Staines from full-back getting involved. Da Costa once again. The kick from Sexton. But Ryan underneath, safely taking it again and looking, always looking to get things away. They've thrown the ball away, and it is a gift for Vartape. Catalan needed something, and it has been gift-wrapped with a ribbon on it from the Bradford Bulls. The loose pass, and Catalan have the score.
Now, loose pass, more of a shocker. And Ethan Ryan, he does well initially, backpedaling to take the ball in from a Lewis Dodd kick. But then, I'm not too sure what on earth he was thinking here. His skill just lets him down. He's just trying to get Caleb Aikens on the outside there, but the pass is a wild one from Vartape. And he scores once again. A try scorer last week in that win against Huddersfield in the south of France. And he's got another one there, and he probably won't get many easier than that.
Well, it's very typical of what we might have seen from Salford last year in terms of attempt to move it right from the back, but I mean, that wasn't called for there, was it?
Look, at this level, that skill has just let him down there. It's an absolute shocker of a pass.
Shot clock on, Toby.
And is that the moment where the Dragons just start to get back into this game?
No, you're okay.
Well, all the points have come at one end so far tonight, and that trend continues. And Sexton readies himself. None of the kicks have been difficult so far tonight, which is why both have 100% records. 1 out of 1 from Sexton's point of view. 24 points to 6. There are rumbles of encouragement from the Bradford fans. And these next few sets will be very interesting now.
Ethan Ryan will be having nightmares about that one.
Zach, make sure you're on this time. You have to be on side.
Bernard Gouache, I remember being in the company of Bernard many years ago when the Catalans was still just a little bit of a pipe dream. He came here to watch a derby game between Bradford and Leeds, and said afterwards, that's the standard we have to reach. And it seemed a long way away at that point, but my goodness, they have reached it since, haven't they? Grand final appearances and Challenge Cup final wins.
Missed outside the playoffs for the last 2 seasons, and that'll be the task or the dream to get back up to that part of the table and compete in the big games later on in the season. Cruz Lehman now taking the ball forward here.
Oh no, Joe! Find me, Bradford, wait, right edge. Go.
Well, they'd love to finish this set inside their opponent's half. They've got another couple of plays to go. They'd love to finish this set over the line if they can. They've got support back on the inside again, some scramble defence, making sure that Sexton can't go the full distance. But they've 1 play to go. It's out to Fartape, his little grubber, but swallowed up by Connor Wynn and riding the challenges that come his way.
That was a great tackle on Toby Sexton, just to deny the Dragons going back-to-back tries.
Can you point the ball?
Connor Wynn's taking a knock here.
Wait, go one.
Certainly a solid hit. And they've got some work to do. Now, this is where Catalan look to step it up in defence. Turn up the intensity at this end of the field. Stop their opponents making progress. Blake.
Owen square jacket. Go on, hold. Go 3.
Search down at the middle through Fulton.
4 dash line, wait. Go 4.
Hackers back.
20, give 10.
Well, that's got a bit of spin on it. This is a difficult one, but Charlie Staines gets down and makes sure, and then runs into something he wish he hadn't. As Bradford's shoulders came looming large.
Up and square, Owen. Find me, hold.
Sim.
Hold. Go 2. Stay quick, Rowan.
Just about encroaching in Bulls territory. Makinson struggling an extra yard or 2. Trying to build momentum. Da Costa again. Sexton, and here's Staines, and Staines putting on the footwork. He's an attacking fullback we're going to enjoy watching this season in Super League. On the last again. It's going to be Dodd. Sticks it up there, off the left foot. They're waiting, but they're being waited for, and it was a good lead, but Bradford were all over that.
Yeah, just the numbers around the ball. As soon as that ball's caught, they're straight on him. Lipowicz had no chance of getting the ball out on an offload. But again, Bradford just start deep inside their own half.
You see that Leeds are jumping out to a 22-6 lead against York now, and St Helens Lee all square, 18 points apiece. And a reminder that those games available on Sky Sports Plus.
Oh no, Nick! By me! Hold, go 3.
Take your choice with us, especially on a Friday night. Ball's out of play.
They're just getting a little bit loose here at the start of this second half of the Bulls. I'll tell you something, if the Dragons can find another score here, maybe the comeback is on.
That's a long way back, isn't it? But there'll just be a few nerves in there at the moment, knowing his side have got a bit of defensive work to do. Just quell the enthusiasm that suddenly turned against them. Da Costa. Staines just ambling up to that right-hand side, but left it comes. A step away from danger by Dodd, but he is wrapped up. Da Costa again, and Sexton can't find a way. Da Costa picks up quickly, sees a bit of looseness behind the ruck, decides to have a go, tosses it up for Sexton. He goes short, but that Bradford defence is another set of 6. Another set of 6 as Leeming is held up only just short. Huge set here. Patted on by Sexton. Caught superbly well, then the ball's left behind, and bravely Ethan Ryan drops on it, and Bradford scrambling for their lives.
Well, 2 parts to that there. First of all, the tackle.
Just trying to get away. Luke Hooley. Here's Masters.
Zach Fulton coming up with that huge play. And the ball's batted on. a little bit forward, but staying, sorry.
5, straight out, Cruz!
Great effort in defence, wasn't it?
40, Logan, a rebound.
It is just a beautiful spin on that ball, but again, Staines goes right down to ground to catch the ball. And a good chase from the Bulls to get up there and limit yardage from Catalans' point of view. Metkinson hurtles in.
A wonderful take there from Staines, a difficult spiraling ball. Kortrich gets in between defenders, trying to speed this ruck up, and does so.
Costa goes off and sets up. He's got company travelling with him alongside him, right and left. But he's the man who's hammered to the ground. A couple of plays left here as well. Chan.
5, leave the ball rolling. Go, 5.
Can't offload. Spun out. Chipped by Dodd. Well, it's Ryan again who's got up there to make sure that it's safety first from Bradford's point of view.
And they're growing in this second half of the visitors. Just getting a more even share of the possession. And crucially, a lot of that possession has been in Bradford half. Connor Wynn just trying to be difficult to put down.
Masters. Bulls fans down below us, keeping it noisy. Here's Uribe Doro. I think it's the first time we've seen him on the field tonight, isn't it? But he has a certain impetus when he arrives. The kick is from Milnes, and Staines again, just judging the flight well and offering a threat, but that's closed down quickly. They want to keep them here, to the Bradford Bulls. Dominate a bit of position. Not dominating possession quite as much in this second half. It's the Catalans for whom that stat seems to have swung just a little, but just the one try so far.
And it's just getting really quick now. Tiaki Chan with a wonderful offload. There's a chance on here.
He's done well, and back for Lees. Alexis Lees comes on it athletically. Again, it's the last. Sexton feeds it out. The kick is from Dodd. Oh, and it's been lost. It's been lost forward, and it's going to be claimed by Sexton, and the referee confirms the score. Well, a couple of loose handling mistakes from the Bulls is costing them dear.
Well, they're in a spot of bother at the moment of the Bulls, and the Dragons aren't messing around. 2 tries inside the opening 13 minutes of this second half. The ball comes out to this left-hand side, and Dodd is just caught in a... Not quite sure whether to let that ball go, but he rolls it in behind. Caleb Akins just comes up with a bit of a mess.
Tommy.
Under pressure from Fatape.
The discipline to start the half is a lot better.
Sexton just
relay that
picks it up,
just keep responding to me.
dots it over.
Checked in the background, of course. Referee gives a try. If you're not quite used to it yet, we're not. It's only if the referee thinks it's not a try that he'll go it up and throw it to the video referee. If he thinks it is a try, points the finger. In the background, the video referee checks that. And I don't think we're quite confirmed just yet. Yep, just confirmed now. So instead of having the nonsense of watching all those replays, it's checked quietly in the background. It is confirmed. We waste no time, and Sexton, who scored the 4, has a chance to add another 2. He's struck that ball, but it goes wide. It does go wide, and you know, even at this stage we might point that as being a crucial moment, because 24 points to 10, 3-score lead still for the Bradford Bulls.
A couple of sloppy errors have led to the 2 tries from the Dragons. Lewis Dodd with the show, and then the kick through. And Akins under pressure from the left edge, chasing hard. Sexton, it's a gift for him as well.
We've got a game on our hands, though.
We certainly have. 14 points the deficit now, Dave.
One for the neutrals to love, because the Bradford Bulls are not having it all their own way in this second half. That looking long, it is too long. Well, the pitch just does seem to be a bit shorter, doesn't it, than what we used to see here at Odsal. Taking it in from the corners, and that's twice now that restarts have ended up going the distance and further.
Well, it was errors and penalties, wasn't it, from the Dragons in the first 40? Well, that's the first penalty now the Catalan have. Off the back of a couple of errors as well, and a couple of tries scored. It's a really important period now for Kurt Haggerty's men to handle this next 10 minutes.
Having it on his way.
Straight ahead! 2, hold it, wait. Hold! Go, 2.
Leaning. Sexton again. Just trying to introduce an opening for Chan, but Bradford's defence is good. Dodd.
Oh, no, Ed! 4, 5 metre, wait!
Lipovic to his feet. Leeming. Penalty right in front of the sticks. Well, maybe they can put that 2 points to right here. Or do they go for the full 6?
I think they have to just keep going.
Ulrich's right there.
Chasing 14 points.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are going to do. Tap and go.
They're just winning the ruck at the moment. It's getting too quick. These Bradford Bulls, there's an eerie quietness, isn't there, around here now?
There is.
6 again,
Another set of 6. So it becomes a 7 tackle count, effectively a surge and an urge that just comes up short. Da Costa flicks it back, Dodd throws it out. They got numbers here, they've got, it's been dropped by Makinson. Line not quite at his mercy, but Tommy on his day finishes those. But today's not his day.
I'll tell you what, take a bow, Connor Wynne, just double defending there on the centre and moves on to the next job. As soon as Tommy Makinson catches this ball, he throws everything at him, forces the mistake, and that has woken this crowd up here at Odson.
Yeah, come on you Bulls, is the cry. Okay. 2 tries last week, Connor Wynne against his former club Hull FC. He enjoyed that, celebrated in some style. And he's having a good outing tonight as well. Plenty of NRL as well coming your way. Starts tomorrow early, 4:50 AM with the Sharks against the Raiders. We've already seen that the NRL's best is not as good as Super League's best last night. We'll gloat on that a little longer, I'm sure. But we do enjoy the stuff from Australia. And there's plenty of that in this record-breaking amount of coverage we've got this year. Good offload. Akins dancing away. Bulls desperate for something to settle their nerves here. Certainly Catalan are in with a shout. That is high. Staines has got to come some distance. Ryan got there first, and somehow he sprung it up, and they say play on, and Ethan Masters will chase and score. It's an extraordinary moment. Referee gives a try. Of course that will be being checked in the background, but he gives the try from his naked eye. What a chase from Ryan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, doesn't Ethan Ryan do ever so well to out-compete Charlie Staines to that ball, and then the tackle is incomplete, promotes the ball, and Ethan Masters races away for his first try of season 2026, if it's confirmed. But Ethan Ryan makes amends for his howler earlier on. It was a huge kick from Milnes, the left winger. Eyes on the prize all the way. Just gets above Staines. And the question mark is whether Dodd or Sims has a hand on him. It's Dodd there.
Yeah.
Tackled.
It's going to be a tackle on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be chalked off.
You'd think, as we said, while we're watching those replays, and whilst Rowan Milnes prepares to take the kick,
He's still reviewing.
the referee, the video referee, is having a look.
I don't know what else there is to review, unless his arm, left elbow, ever touched the floor.
Is it like continuous motion as well? Is he still in motion?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Video referee and referee are in conversation.
Time off.
Oh, here we go. It is now an official review. the video referee has seen enough there to make this official to have a really good investigation. So let's hear from the video ref, Tom Grant.
Okay, so it's an official review. We've cleared all aspects of the decision up to this point, so we're just in towards the pick-up now. So in tight, please, on this. So camera 5, possibly. So we can see at this point the ball carrying arm is on the floor, and Lewis Todd is in contact. The tackle is complete at this point, and the ball is offloaded. Member decision.
Well, there you go. It hastens the process. We saw the crucial angle, and we know it is not going to be a try. Take nothing away from Ethan Ryan's attempts there, but it counts for little. Confirmation comes in just a mo, and there it is. No try.
Tamakon, no try. On tackle 5,
way of looking at this, Dave, in the left-sided half in Lewis Dodd, he's the man on the scene straight away, and it's enough to make sure that try is disallowed. The tackle was complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think nobody can complain about that, can they? No. They've reached the right decision there.
Alan Square Joe! That's one way.
Da Costa. Chan again,
he's showing up tonight, yeah.
Lively influence. It's on a 1-month loan from Wigan, by the way, Chiaki Chan, if you missed that. Made his debut for Catalans, 3 years ago now, but back with the club, and Aikens on the back of that.
Ken Condon, ball just fires off his chest. And Ethan Ryan now has possession.
They pick up and go through Wonga Blake. Shades of Leslie Vinocola to Wonga Blake. Not quite as big, not quite as fast, not quite as powerful.
Time off. Time off. Stand back to me,
terrific start
play the ball.
To the season.
Play the ball.
Wonga Blake.
Somebody else play the ball.
He's got a bit of a cramp, which is why he can't play it. So, how long have we played? Are outside backs allowed to get cramp?
It looks like he's struggling here in the middle of the field.
Doro. Good push.
Oh, no, Ben! 4. To me, wait, Alex, hold. Go, 4.
Oh, never slipping in. Wonderful from him. Staines close him down, pops it over the top. Aikens will take it on. Now it's with Masters. Masters angling forward.
So intelligent. Joe Mellor spots the space.
Last play. Chipped by Mills. Oh, Ryan! Has he knocked it backwards? The dive from Blake. Big moment. Big moment. Decision for the try. Again, it'll be checked in the background. But I think the referee will have the final say on that. And that could be the moment.
Well, he was out of the game, Dave, for 3 or 4 plays, was Wonga Blake. But he picks himself back up and gets on the end of some neat work once again from Ethan Ryan. And this time, I don't think that try will be chalked off. He gets his 3rd of the season already. I mentioned at the start of the piece, he is in white-hot form at the moment. But this here, the neat kick from Rowan Mills, and it had to be on the money. Ethan Ryan just climbs above, and that is going to be given.
Yep. They're talking about offside here for Ethan Ryan. This might be what counts against them. Oh, the try's confirmed. Try's confirmed in the background. Big screen's just shown that. Try confirmed. Bradford Bulls fans. Little cheer, those who are looking at the screen. And 28 points to 10 looks a little insurmountable at this stage now.
Sure does. 20 points last week, 28 this week, and with still 20 minutes to go in this game. Wonga Blake in the right place at the right time, off the back of Ethan Ryan's back. And look at them two celebrating.
Well, he's injured again. Injured again.
Ah, he's milking it now.
Yeah. from the touchline. Mills has been spot on so far tonight, but not this time. Most difficult kick of the night, but 28 points to 10 now.
It's a healthy lead, isn't it, with 18 minutes left. 18 points. Point a minute the Dragons are searching for.
3 tries, 3 goals to get Catalan into a position of forcing a golden point. Duro leaves the charge back again. Leeds 44, running out now against York 44-10, but look at that, Saints have come from behind at half-time to lead by 20 points to 18 in their match against Lee. Miller's well and truly wrapped up there. Masters to his feet. Eckers back to the middle. Kick from behind the 40-metre mark. It's a little bit clumsy from Tommy Makinson, but he's able to rescue that position. Well, Catalan have got to go some now, haven't they, if they're going to rescue this?
Yeah, they have to throw the kitchen sink at it now. Flat up here.
Very close last week with the Bradford Bulls against Hull with 3 minutes to go. I think they were level in that match. They ended up losing a drop goal and a late try denying them. But they'd have taken a lot out of that, the way they performed and competed against Hull FC. And they'll be taking even more out of this at the moment. Kept alive nicely enough by Lipovic. Spun to Kotric, who angles back and gets it away. There's an air of desperation to this play. It's what they have to do, Chan. But there's only one play to go. Da Costa wants it played quickly. Saxton out there. Kotric wrapped up immediately. Does get the ball away, but dropped on. Dropped on. Desperate stuff again. Bradford Bulls back in possession. Appeals for a penalty. I'm asking Ethan Ryan if he can play the ball. I think the answer's fairly obvious.
Time off. Tackle 2. Ryan.
Let's have a look at this here. Is there a penalty in the offing? Is there a green card in the offing?
He catches him high.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I think Ethan Ryan appeals to the referee and then just makes a bit of a meal of it.
What's great in the crowd here tonight is the number of youngsters we're seeing as well. It's lovely stuff. Look at them all there, and I mean, none of them would remember properly the Bradford Bulls of yore, the great Super League side. But you almost get a sense that there are parents here who were at Odsal back in those former Super League years, who brought their kids, who said, look, we had a great time watching this team. We're going to take our sons and our daughters to try and replicate that memory and that experience.
Well, they've been entertained so far, make no mistake about it. Plenty of points on show, and another penalty given away here. Ethan Ryan just staying down there, forcing the hand of the referee.
Get the sub on. Is it on form?
Mella is coming off, is he? Coming to the sidelines. Joe Mella.
Yeah, they commit the change now, yeah.
And Elliot Poposci will come on to the field. Got an unexpected...
He's heading straight down the tunnel as well, which is never really a good sign. Joe Mella so key to this side.
Elliot Poposci got an unexpected outing last week as an 18th man who was called upon. Now he comes in off the bench. Tomorrow, Toulouse against Castleford, just before 6 o'clock for that one. Wigan against Hull just before 8 o'clock, both on Sky Sports Plus. And Sunday, Huddersfield back at home against Wakefield, both looking for their first wins of the season. So that'll be pretty good. And of course, live from Vegas, Hull Kingston Rovers against Leeds, just over a week away. Saturday night, 11:30. You can have a night out, you can come back and you then watch the Rugby League. Perfect. And Bradford are threatening more here. Is there a case for a drop goal at this stage as well, with an 18-point lead?
Well,
or do they go for 6? They go for the 6! Just about denied. That's a double movement. I wouldn't claim that one, Sunshine. Well, he's claiming the defender fell off him. Wonga Blake suggesting he could score here. The referee's going to give no try.
Tackle 5. I have no try. Just check double movement, please.
Well, it's either a try or a double movement, this, isn't it?
Toby.
Tackle 5, going to a call no try. We're checking possible double movement. I'll get blocked by the touchers there. Anything from the corner, please. It should show us this now, so... At this point, the ball is on the floor. And he makes it over the goal line. Balkenham hits the floor and the ball is down. I've made my decision.
Well, it sounds like this is no try, so they will be denied. Might not matter much with 14 minutes left to play. Would have put the game to bed, but doesn't look like it's going to be given. And it is no try.
Double movement.
Just cast a little shadow over the mood a little. By the way, we're being told that Joe Mellor has gone off for an HIA. That's why he's gone straight down the tunnel to have that head checked out. Maybe from the earlier knock he got as well.
Oh no, Elliot! Back! Luke!
And Suter the Scooter is on for the Bulls, with Andy Ackers having gone off as well.
Over 100 games for the Bulls. Suter in his 8th season here at Odsal.
Staines trying to blast out of the back. Leeming from dummy half. Again, it's not the best of passes, but it's cleaned up. And Bradford all over it at the moment. This now is Lipovic. Leeming again, 6th tackle. Dodd, left-footed, jabs it. Ryan underneath it, always lost it. And it went backwards. I think it might have come off a Catalan player as well. So they somehow survived that scare. Good heavens.
It was Ethan Ryan who loses it. Then he comes off a Catalan player. Lands in Wonga Blake's arms. Just see. Ben Condon it was. But the pleasing part for Kurt Haggerty is there's enough Bull shirts in and around that. And it ends up into the arms of Blake.
Well, this extraordinary start to the Super League season. At the end of round 2, it looks like we're going to have each of the 3 promoted clubs, if that's the correct terminology. That's a 40-20, and Bradford are back on the attack, and they are going to be the 3rd of the new clubs in Super League to claim a victory now, surely.
They're coming on with a wet sail here, and it's a huge kick from Rowan Milnes. They're going to get the ball back 10 metres away. And I wouldn't bet against them getting another one here, Dave.
Referee stops the clock, that won't worry Bradford. Another chance to attack. Skur. Suter goes out.
Being replaced by number 16, sponsored by HF12, Evan Skur.
Mid-Suter again, stands and waits, looking to deliver. And a big crashing effort from Uribe Dora.
That's it, obstruction. Run behind your own man and it causes a disadvantage. I stopped. No, mate.
Uribe Dora just asking for a bit of clarification, the Oldham lad. The referee confirms it is a penalty.
By me, hold, wait.
Here's Leeming.
Oh no, Elliot!
Progress is slow. 3 tries needed. 11 minutes to play. Leaving again. And Doro is straight in the face.
Back right edge. Hold.
Dodd. Trying to thread the gap open again. It's going to be another penalty. Well, if they get a try back here, suddenly there is more than a little hope. Doro's going to slow things down because he needs a bit of a treatment here for a facial injury.
We're going to need something pretty spectacular, Dave.
Relax, please.
There's 10.5 minutes left on the clock.
Can you remember?
I certainly can. Know exactly what you're going to say.
Ever doing anything spectacular? 3 tries in the late stages?
Magic weekend, yeah. I remember came away from that day just thinking, what on earth had gone on there? 3 tries in 7 minutes. The question is whether this Dragons outfit have got that in them.
We can safely recall that because I suspect most St Helens fans will be watching their team on the other channel. Yes. So nobody's throwing anything at the telly at this stage. So, Catalan, have they got it in them to create something special at the end of this game? In a game for them that has been so far very disappointing. 10 to go, 3 tries required, and all of them need kicking. And even then, it's golden point. So you'd make Bradford hot favourites at this stage. Leeming, another set of 6. Bradford will back their defence here to keep their opponents at bay. Dodd down. Leeming. It's in by Lees. Alexis Lees, the ball's gone free, and it's a handling error that is costly again. Well, I wouldn't want to be in the video room for this one on a Monday morning.
No, certainly not. Very difficult night for the Dragons, largely through their own doing, as the youngster comes up with the mistake. Just on Bradford Bulls though, Dave, you know, let's cast our minds. They've gifted 2 tries to the Dragons, but apart from that, and that's came through errors or an inability to deal with a kick. They've been pretty perfect, haven't they, the Bulls defensively?
Was a big push from the Catalan pack, trying to disrupt things, and they've got that right. Well, a bit of a shock play in the scrum, just a big combined push has forced the knock-on, and it should give Catalan possession back again here.
Time off. Stay there, lads. Stay there.
And Navarrete just trying to
15 seconds.
urge his troops on here.
Toby, tell you when.
Still searching those 18 points.
Shot clock off. Out.
Can they make something happen here? Dodd, and inside goes Fartepe, and he's still going.
Move together.
Got to his feet, but plunged back to the grass.
Wait. Go on.
Leeming. Straightened up by Navarrete, who's pushing and pushing. And still trying to get there, but 4 of them needed to make sure he doesn't make too much progress. Another set of 6. Wider still, Cottridge closed down. Ryan's done brilliantly well.
Yeah.
Brilliantly well.
Great read there from Ethan Ryan.
Go on.
Lees. Super League debut for that youngster tonight. Alexis Lees. Saxton. Dodd. Again, the muscles are in for Lipovic. So they've got 3 plays to go, 3 gone, 3 to go. They need to score now, you'd think. Surely Saxton running into quicksand.
Find me, Mitch. Wait.
Leeming. Dodd threads it. The chase is on for the corner, and it's a dive. Oh.
Check it. I've got no try.
Well, no try is the referee's decision there. Coleman was close.
Tommy's tackle 4. I have no try.
He didn't exactly celebrate, did he?
No. The thing is, there's no offside in the in-goal area.
With, no try on field. We're checking onside, offside, and into ground.
There was a knock on there.
Possible on the foot there, so everybody to the right of the kicker is onside, so can roll us through. Just stay on this angle for now. In towards the corner, please. Just checking the grounding now, or potential grounding. Off that ball there, on for called no try. So it's a fair challenge. Stay in this angle, please. So something from the side, just to confirm. Yeah, camera 10 will do. Slow. The ball is touched. Does that ball make the line? The ball is touched there and lost before the goal line. I've made my decision.
Well, surely now last chance saloon has just caused final orders. Surely no way back for Catalan. This is going to be a famous night for the Bradford Bulls. Boosted also by the news that Joe Mellor has passed his HIA as well. So all-round good news in the last few moments from Bradford's point of view.
It was a great play from Caleb Aiken to full-back to deny Condon.
Scrum.
He scored last week off a neat little kick from Don. And this time, due to the work from Caleb Aikens, to get across and be desperate at this stage of the game will be really pleasing for his coach. Again, 18 points down. He's still competing to make sure that the Dragons don't get over. Oh, Wonga Blake just pushing it.
It's another mistake. It's another chance. Quick response from the Bradford defence. Kotrich. Saxton helps it on its way. Here's Leeming. Dodd on the inside again for Navarrete to just push that big body of his ever closer, but he's being danced around and dragged back. The wrestle's over. Referee cries help, but it's another set of 6. Suter was hanging on. A crash again. Bradford just about holding the door closed, but Catalan search.
Owen square Ryan. Back foot Mitch.
Leeming's got time to have a look. Right or left, he goes to that right-hand side. Saxton's pass is poor. Ryan almost gets there. Kotrich, and then the scramble defence is followed up as well. Milnes finishes the job. They've lost ground, but they still have possession.
Oh no! Straight out Mitch. 4. Find me Ryan.
Here's Leeming.
Go for.
Dodd steps off the left foot, skips it back to Saxton. Little kick back towards the middle, but it was a no-look kick because there was nobody there, not in the red of Catalan. And Bradford, very grateful.
Yeah, all that attack amounts to nothing. Good pictures from the Bulls again, just getting up, taking ground off the Dragons. He's worked really hard for one another tonight, Dave.
Jenna Brooks, what have you got up for us down there?
Well, as we know, this is the first Super League game played at Odsal in 12 years, and the people of Bradford have come out in full force. A crowd figure, there it is, 9,992. Watching Bradford, looks like, beat the Catalan Dragons this Friday night.
If only they got another 8 there, Jenna, eh? If we could have got that to 10,000.
I mean, you can count you, me, Jonesy, Sam, Brian, and we get there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's call it 10,000. 5 figures.
Oh, no, 2 holds.
As good as.
Stand up. Go 2. Just stand up.
Well, Catalan are still fighting on here. Still having a go. 5 minutes left to play.
Release Logan. 3. Find me. Go 3.
Leeming. Saxton. Staines, the fullback. Oh, that's a good offload as well. And Leeming was there to carry it on. But then he's lost the ball. And ain't that a little cameo of the night from Catalan's point of view.
Again, they're just desperation. This time it's Mitch Suter. Just does enough to get back and dislodge that ball from Cruz Leeming. He loses that one, but he still works hard underneath just to get him there, and he makes a play for that as well. They've been very desperate tonight, Bradford, when they've needed to be.
Well, they'll just be. I think both sides at the moment would be very happy to see this clock run down and run out, because Catalan, it's been a miserable night. Came here as a side that really would have fancied themselves to make it 2 out of 2 at the start, but they really haven't hit the heights that you would have expected of them. So many mistakes made, some indiscipline certainly in that first half, and Bradford Bulls, well, everything they would have dreamt of before the night began.
Yeah, they
just give themselves too much to do, the Dragons. 24-0 at half-time. They've been a little bit better in this second half, but again, a 24 lead. It's just, the Bulls have just been able to sit back on that and record a famous win back here. Last time a Super League game was won by the Bradford Bulls here, August 2009.
Referee stopping the clock just momentarily because I think Lewis Dodd had lost his boot. Wanted to see the ex-St Helens man getting booted up again before he let play on, and Milnes will just send it down, an awkward bounce. And Catalan have to go the long way again. With 3 minutes to go. And certainly now it's impossible. Time goes by. And it's a chance, it's a wonderful chance for those on the terraces. Just to celebrate here. No nerves, no tension. First night back, and it's been wonderful. Atkinson, but Wynn has it covered. I think there might be an obstruction. Yes, there is. Connor Wynn obstructing the chasing Tommy Makinson, so the penalty does go Catalan's way.
Well, they're going to have to do a little bit more defending.
Time off.
Before they get that.
Tom, captain's challenge.
2 points in the bag.
Captain's challenge. And the Bradford Bulls.
We went into no tackle, so the change of possession. Bradford are challenging the ruling of an escort. I've ruled that he steps across him.
Okay, captain's challenge from Bradford. They're challenging the on-field ruling of an escort, so we can play through at this point. Both players competing for the ball, making it the kicker. This is our best available angle. So they're attached from shoulder to shoulder, but they can't run laterally. Connor moves laterally. Let's go to camera 4, please. So we know Connor Wynn moves laterally and prevents Tommy Makinson from challenging for the ball. Challenge unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful.
Challenge unsuccessful. So it will be
Tommy.
Back as you
Tommy.
were. He didn't need to do that, did he? I mean, he was favourite to get the ball anyway there, Connor Wynn.
Onside. Onside.
2.5 minutes to go.
Time's still off.
Going to be quite a noise at the end of this.
Go.
There's going to be some celebrations here tonight when that full-time hooter sounds.
Out in square, Mitch. Back, Bradford.
2009, like I was saying earlier, Dave. The last time the Bulls beat the Dragons on this very ground.
Those are full-time scores, by the way, so Leeds have beaten York for their first win of the season, and likewise St Helens have got their first win of the season. So all those 4 clubs are on 1 win so far this season, as are these two, Bradford and Catalan, as it stands at the moment. Honours are being shared at the start of this new campaign. That ball's been lost. Familiar fashion. And Bradford can see it out now. 1 minute and 45. Catalan will get the ball back once, that's all.
Help! Release Cruz! One, play the ball inside. Play on. That's one.
Is there something special to ignite this crowd again before the hooter sounds? Or are Bradford just content to see the time tick by? Well, they're looking at a little wider. Paposhi put down.
Markers in.
Wonga Blake. 2 tries for him tonight. As Kyle was saying, 3 for the season so far. Skur. Embodying the character of the club with his carry. Last play, Suter. This is the last, but Aikins fancies there's a run to be had. There isn't, and they'll have to hand over. Last 45 seconds, last 6 of the game. Kyle Amor, what have you made? I mean, sum this up tonight. What have you made of this tonight?
Well, I think they've just put a show on for these 10,000 fans that have packed into here. It was a blistering start from them, but there was just so much ill discipline from the Dragons. And again, a 24-point margin, or a lead if you like. Just too much for the Dragons in the end. Been a little bit better in this second half, Dave, that has to be said. But just too much to do.
Yeah, half-time, 24 points to 0. The writing was on the wall there. 28-10 it stands at the moment. Bell rings for another set of 6. but it goes to ground. Catalan can't make anything happen. It is a knock-on. I'm not sure we're going to get a restart here. The clock counts down, and it's a party that has been 12 years in the making. The Bulls return, and they do it with a flourish. 10,000 on the terraces, making their noise loud and clear. The Bulls are back, and back with a bang. They have beaten the Catalan Dragons by 28 points to 10.
Well, 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 Sam Tompkins, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, this marvellous start to the new Betfred Super League season continues. The Bulls back at home, back in Super League, and back, as Dave said there, back with a bang.
Certainly is. Outstanding. Bullmania, 9,992 people.
10,000.
Nearly 10,000 down the Catalans.
Not reporting that figure.
Yeah, that was great, and a really disciplined performance from Bradford. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Kurt Eggett has got to say about that and what he's learned about his team in the last 10 days. I think they've been phenomenal. They've exceeded everybody's expectations. They're very well coached. They execute with exceptional discipline, and they've got another result.
What he would imagine he would be most pleased with was defeat against Hull FC, but a level of performance they didn't drop off tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't. Last week wasn't a one-off. I think we've seen tonight they've outcompeted in every area of the game. And I think they played with a bit of confidence, but some real smarts as well. There were some players in the middle of that field that got in the right spaces at the right times and just caused a lot of issues for the Catalan side.
There's a lot of happy noise around here. It's not as full as it has been in the past. We know that. It can't be for a variety of reasons. They're trying to build back here at Bradford, but tonight felt special.
It did, yeah. Lots of hard work going on behind the scenes to give these boys an opportunity, and some old schoolers as well walking around who've been at Championship, know where they've come from, and they've got hope about where it might go. If you keep working hard, you know, incremental gains over time, who knows where this Bradford team will go.
Well, we see Luke Hooley in conversation with supporters there. Evan Skur on the poster. Didn't he make an impact?
He certainly did. He came off and he came on the field, had an impact straight through that bit. It looked very, very hard to handle. And the fans, they should be happy. Like, there's people who've been waiting 12 years to be in Super League. Not only are they in, they've got the first win at home as well. They'll be ecstatic.
And against a side that recorded a victory last week against Huddersfield, the Catalan Dragons at home, and who went into this game as favourites.
Yeah, they went in as favourites and they started pretty well, but they were soon had no chance given a good Bradford win.
Let's hear from an inspiration for Bradford tonight, player of the match, Joe Mellor with Jenna.
Yeah, he's just telling me how many tackles he made last week, 50-odd we'll say. He made about 36 according to our stats tonight. Joe Mellor, you are the Betfred player of the match, and it seems you're really making yourself at home in Bradford.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think coming up as a promoted team and bringing a load of lads in. Kurt's done a good job bringing some good lads in, and I think tonight we've shown what we can do on the field.
What can this team do this year?
I think we're going to attack every game. I think we're not here to make numbers up. I think you can see that from last week, the 3 promoted teams that have come up. We're here to do a job, and I think having performances like that, and we can keep building on that through the year, then let's see where we end up.
I mean, just on tonight's performance, it was a pretty complete one, wouldn't you say?
First half, definitely, yeah. I think first half we were pretty good. We got everything on that we wanted to do. Second half we slipped a little bit, but we managed to put enough points on the board to get the win.
Yeah, outstanding first half. What was the game plan?
The game plan is just, well, I think people have seen what we can do with the ball, and that's our main way we want to play this year. But I think tonight we wanted to focus on our D. Defence was pretty good. I think even the scramble on our line in the second half, so we're just going to keep building on our defence.
Just tell me, Joe, before I let you go, I know you're only new to this team, but what is the Bradford Bulls of 2026? What is your identity?
I think it's building it back up. I know Bradford were the team back in the day. I think just trying to get as many fans to the games, and I think if we can keep putting performances on the field like that today and keep getting wins, hopefully we can bring that back again.
Joe Mellor, congratulations, big win tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Oh, wasn't he superb? What a signing, what versatility, what durability Joe Mellor brings to his teammates and importantly to his coach, Kurt Haggerty, who joins us here. Before we get into the game, which was a very good performance, particularly in that first 40 minutes, look around, listen, tell us, you know a lot about this club, what this night means to you and to your players.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to put into words. There's so many people who put so much hard work into this day, into this evening in particular. You know, the club's waiting for a long time for this. It's very difficult for myself and the players. We're very much just in a work mentality, but it's easy to get lost in it, so I'm glad we just performed on the night, and the second half was disappointing, but for the first half we were very good.
You've got to win, and you had 10,000 here tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. You know, if we can keep that for the remainder of the season, that's pretty special.
Sam?
It was a pretty complete performance from you, but it was built on a platform in that first 40 of just dominating the middle of the field. Was that something that you'd planned in the week?
Yeah, so there's a narrative at the moment, Sam, in regards to the size of the pack. So they keep saying we're a real small pack and Catalans are a real big team, physical team and a big pack. So we kind of built a bit of a story and a narrative around how the little fellas can go and be aggressive against a lot of big blokes, and I just thought that worked really well for us.
Within the narrative, the proof is always in the pudding. What have you learnt about your team that you maybe didn't know 2 weeks ago?
I think offensively we have a style of rugby that we believe in, that ultimately you've got to have a version of D that's tough and committed and physical. And for as sloppy as us in the second half, I think the way we kept turning Catalans away really showed a resilience. I think there was a moment in the game where I think I maybe used one sub in the first half. Shows the fitness of a group that's been together in a short space of time.
Well, you're going to learn a lot, Kurt, over the next few weeks. We got Toulouse coming here, you got St Helens away, Wigan away, Huddersfield at home and Castleford away. They're going to come thick and fast. We've got 25 rounds to go. You've got to be happy with what you've seen in the opening 2 rounds.
Yeah, I am. Like I said, we're a new team. We're still learning along the journey. I think the big takeaways I'll take is we look really fit. You know, we believe in the style of play. We played it from minute 1 to minute 79, even when it got a little bit loose in there. So, yeah, we'll take a lot of belief away, but we need to be better to continue to keep winning.
Dare we ask you, this early in the season, where you would hope to push Bradford to come round 27?
Come and ask me in 10 weeks.
What round does that bring us to?
No idea.
Yeah. Okay. All right, very polite way of saying sod off. Kurt Haggerty, congratulations. You're back. Super League's back in Bradford and you're back with a win. Congratulations. Let's hear from Joel Tompkins, head coach of the Catalan Dragons.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brian. Joel Tompkins, 28-10. You must be pretty frustrated with that.
Oh, yeah, we just turned up with the wrong mentality, so that's probably on me. Credit to Bradford. They totally outplayed us in every department. They outplayed the referee and they outplayed us, and we couldn't go with it. We played a bit soft and they got off to a flyer, and when you turn up with that mentality, you lose all the 50-50 calls, and credit to Bradford, they deserved it.
You talk about mentality and that's down to you. What do you mean?
I think probably after last week we gave the players a little bit too much credit, and maybe they turned up tonight thinking it was just going to happen, and then Bradford turned up absolutely desperate to win, and they showed us, they taught us a lesson in that, and yeah, our mentality was just all wrong. You could see that after 20 minutes, and then we start making things up, and the 50-50 calls go against you, and that builds frustration, and a lot came down to the start of that game, and then it just snowballed from there. But no, credit to Bradford. Great night for them, great turnout for them. Pleased for them as a club to be back in Super League, and we've got to dust ourselves off. It's going to be a long 8 days and a tough 8 days for the players, ready for next week.
Yeah, next week it's St Helens. So how do you get the mentality right in that amount of time?
We'll train hard. It'll be a long week, and it's probably the reality check that we might need early on in the season. Hopefully at the end of the year we're looking back at this as a pivotal point for us, because we probably thought we were at a level after a performance last week, which we're nowhere near.
Joel Tompkins, thank you for speaking to us.
Cheers, Jenna. Thank you. Cheers.
Okay, a couple of pluses for the Catalan Dragons. They have a win on the board against Huddersfield last week, and it's only round 2. A worrying what we've seen, which might worry them, is the variance between what they produced last week in difficult conditions against Huddersfield and what we saw tonight against Bradford.
Yeah, it was massive contrast in last week compared to this week. We spoke about Bradford last week, you know, competing really well, not quite winning. You know, the performance now is probably equal to what they did last week. You know, they're staying on a level. If the best teams stay between, you know, if they're normally, they can be between 7 and 9, but that's as low as it gets. But last week, Catalan were probably at about an 8, and today 2 or 3. You know, that's too big of a drop, and that consistency's got to come in pretty quick.
References to mentality, references to refereeing, which I don't think the referee played any part in Catalan Dragons' loss, but a mentality would be an issue that you would take so early in the season. You would take issue with.
Yeah, I'm always curious about the difference between coaching and leadership. I think last week they looked really well coached, the way that they approached the game. Technically, you look at some of the statistics and go, Catalan are going to be great. They're actually top of the league after beating Huddersfield. Obviously, this week he's talking about they've not led themselves into the game with the right mentality, and that's what they've got to address this week. They're a good side, Catalan. You know, they've shown a lot of promise in that opening week there, but today they've just not come in with the right attitude.
Gave themselves too much to do, 24-0 down at half-time. Threatened to come back off sorts early in the second half, but it wasn't to be.
No, they were slightly better probably for 10-15 minutes in the second half. I think they'd given themselves that much to do in the first half. The amount of defending they had to do, the energy battle was just all in favour of Bradford. So even when they were desperate for points and almost making up plays, they couldn't do it because they were gassed.
OK, let's get over to St Helens. We know how disappointed they were with their performance against Warrington in round 1. They were facing the Lee Leopards, who were sensational in victory over the Leeds Rhinos. And with Lee leading 18 points to 12, this happened. Joe Sharrock scored a try that was converted, 18-all, and then Jackson Hastings, former Man of Steel and their new signing, kicked that penalty to ultimately win the game for Paul Rowley and St Helens, who are, of course, dealing with the absence of Jack Wellesby and Matty Lees. Let's take you over to AMD Headingley Stadium. Maybe the signing of the season, but of course, he was signed last year. Injury ruled him out for the entire Super League season. Micah Sevo is back for the Leeds Rhinos and back bagging a brace.
Yeah, 12 months he's been waiting, and credit to him, he's worked really hard to get fit. His family's moved over a long way from Australia and they've waited for these moments, and he looked like he had a bit of a limp, but he's scored 2 tries, bagged the brace, looking really strong. That's what you expect from Micah Sevo.
OK, there was 3 more games in round 2 of the Betfred Super League, all live, of course, on Sky Sports. Let's get a roundup of what to expect. Team news from Jenna.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Castleford have been dealt a huge blow. Their new recruit, Blake Tuff, their fullback, he's out for the rest of the year after rupturing his ACL. Wigan have also been dealt a blow. Matty Pete there. The Wigan Warriors, Jake Wardle, their star centre, he's going to miss at least the next 3 to 4 months after doing his MCL. And Hull FC will travel to Wigan tomorrow without Zach Hardacre and also Jake Arthur. Those 2 influential players will be missing due to leg injuries. So quite a few blows, Brian, but still 3 games left, as you said, all live on Sky Sports.
All right, how do we see those going to lose against Castleford in the south of France?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Players like Ashholt, but outstanding again. Everybody, most people didn't expect them to get the result they did against Wakefield. Can they continue it? Bradford have done the good performances. Looking forward to seeing Ashton Golden as well, turning out for Castleford as a utility player. But it's tough to predict these days, Sam.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Toulouse. They're going to be full of energy, full of confidence, given they've gone away to Wakefield and won. Back in the south of France, I'm going to back them this week.
Wigan Hull FC?
I think Wigan win. Wigan win, I think. I think we'll get what we expect from Wigan. They're going to get better and better through the year, and I think they'll be very good.
Final game of the round, Jamie. Wakefield, Huddersfield. Who gets the first win of the season?
I think Wakefield will be smarting after last week, and I think Darryl Powell will be into his men to get back on the horse.
OK. We've got to, of course, we're covering round 2 of the Betfred Super League, but we must cover and reflect on last night when the Super League champions, well, they thrilled all that crammed the MKM Stadium and all that watched on Sky Sports. This was an unforgettable night, Sam and Jamie.
The atmosphere, for anybody that wasn't there, you missed out. It was unbelievable. Not only the atmosphere, but it built and built and built, because this Hull KR side got better and better and better for probably 60 minutes. The efforts, the desperation to break down this Broncos side and stop tries. Look, they're a very good side, Broncos, and when they wanted to, they shone. But Hull KR put them under so much pressure, they couldn't compete.
There's a massive appetite for the NRL, isn't there? People love watching the game, watching these superstars here. People have questioned the English game. Well, Willie Peters and his side there, and Minchella, you know, I've seen him come through as a young kid through the academies and lift trophies like that. They're just unbelievable opportunities, and credit to Hull KR, outstanding.
It's quite the effort, isn't it? We saw Wigan recently hold all 4 trophies. I mean, a quadruple. After what they did last year, Hull Kingston Rovers, to start the season with yet another trophy lift.
Yeah, amazing. I think Willie Peters must just be the happiest coach in the world, because you could clearly see the game plan, and they delivered it until the game was won. The last 20 minutes, it was touch and go, because they'd put so much effort in the first hour. I thought Mikey Lewis was outstanding. I thought Jez Litton was outstanding. It was a
neutralisation.
masterclass.
You could talk to us as a fullback. What they did to Reece Walsh in that first half to neutralise his threats. Well researched, well executed.
They were coming up against probably the best player in the world in the last 12 months. And what they did, they started him in real difficult positions. As a fullback, you want to catch the ball, be able to see the defence and work out where you want to go. Mikey Lewis's left boot landed the ball inside the corner, 10 metres in and 10 metres off the line every single time. Put him under pressure, came up with errors. Now look, Reece Walsh still ran for 278 metres, broke the line three times and put on 2 try assists. You'd think that'd be brilliant, but the pressure they put him under made him not as good as he should have been. And people say, oh, Broncos were off. Broncos were off because Hull KR put them under so much pressure.
Joe Burgess has scored in 3 different World Club challenges. Danny Maguire did the same. And trivia, so did you. Listen, you're two very highly decorated players, Jamie. You've got 8, as you keep telling us, grand final winners' medals. The World Club Challenge, where does that rate in your career?
Oh, it's special. It makes a grand final a semi-final, doesn't it, when you're thinking about we're going to play the Australians coming over here, and you end up on top of the world. And as an ex-player, you're looking at some of those and understanding what that feeling is going to be like when they're walking around Hull for the next couple of days. You know, it's as good as it gets. It's the zenith, the pinnacle. You just can't beat it.
Neil Hudgell used the word immortality last night.
Yeah, well, they'll go down as the best OKR side in history. It's got to do, because nobody else has ever done that. And it's about understanding that when you go through make the sacrifices that you've made, not just this last year, actually for the last 3 years with Willie Peters. We've stood at the end of Craven Park, haven't we, and just seen it grow and just get to its peak there last night.
A can they, will they question. Get on a plane, go to Las Vegas, minus Artur Morg, probably minus Dean Hadley with that facial injury, and beat the Leeds Rhinos in Las Vegas live on Sky Sports next Saturday night.
If they perform anything like they did last night, absolutely they can back it up. Sorry, Jonesy, not what you want to hear. But I think KR are going to carry on. They were that good last night. If they drop a little bit, I still think they're going to be too good.
You got some loud fans at the Leeds Rhinos. You're going to have some rivals in the Robins fans at Vegas.
Well, listen, we can go over there and be louder than NRL and beat them again, can't we, off the field? Who cares? Listen, it's really interesting. I'm always trying to make meaning out of everything, but going over there, I've got no expectations, no ideas, never been before. I'm just going to go there and have fun, regardless of watch some great rugby league.
Watch out for the dry desert air. Plays havoc with your throat. OK, we will continue our coverage from down under, the pre-season for the NRL. Sharks, Raiders, Roosters, Eels and the Storm Titans, and then Betfred Super League action. Toulouse against Castleford, of course, and Wigan Hull FC. Round 2 continues here on Sky Sports. Remember, we're bringing nearly 400 live games of rugby league. We'll continue with the pre-season coverage. South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Manly Seagulls, and Betfred Super League Round 2 concludes with Huddersfield against Wakefield. Then it's into Las Vegas. Hull KR against Leeds, the Knights against the Cowboys, and the Bulldogs against the Dragons. From Oddsall, till next time, bye-bye.